Back in Toronto, it's Game 7. And let's send it over right now to the Blue Jays public address announcer, Tim Langton.
We ask you now to please remove your hats and stand if you are able. Tonight's ceremonial flag party is from His Majesty's Canadian ship York from Toronto. With us to perform the Star-Spangled Banner, American Idol finalist and internationally acclaimed recording artist, Pia Toscano.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Carrying our flag this evening are 230 members of our Canadian Armed Forces. With us to perform "O Canada," please welcome acclaimed actor, singer-songwriter, and lifelong Blue Jays fan, Toronto's own Noah Reid.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north, strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God, keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Let's go.
Here we go. Welcome to the 2025 World Series on Fox, presented by Capital One. It's time for Game 7 from Toronto. This is as good as it gets. For the Blue Jays, it's their 180th game this year. For the Dodgers, their 179th. It's the longest journey in sports, but it comes down to this one game that we're about to watch to decide the whole thing. It, of course, is Game 7, where you lean forward and you know that somebody's going to make their name. Somebody's going to have that moment that we always talk about. For Shohei Ohtani of the Dodgers, this has been a careful build-up to get him ready to pitch in the postseason. Really, though, it feels like this is a moment he's been building towards his entire life. John, it is Game 7 of the World Series. It's the best player of all time in his prime, ready to start it on short rest.
I don't know how many pitchers dream to pitch in a Game 7. I know I was one of them. I was lucky enough to pitch a Game 7. I don't know if there's anybody that thought about starting a Game 7 and hitting in a Game 7. There's only one person in the universe that can do that. And why not have him on the mound tonight to showcase his great talent and what he does? Yes, that's the guy. He's going to start. He's going to stay in. He's going to hit. He's got the greatest ability to impact a game of anybody I've ever could imagine to play in a Game 7.
As he tries to pitch the Dodgers to a second consecutive title, the Blue Jays trying to snap a 3-decade drought. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. started this season not knowing if his time with the Blue Jays is coming to an end, but he starts the season signing a long-term contract. He ends it, he hopes, with a world championship.
Yeah, and he's been pulling that wagon since the postseason started. He's been the guy, and why not? He signed that massive contract. They had a horrible year last year. Well, they can totally redeem that year by winning Game 7. Look what he's done in the postseason. He has been unbelievable. Oh, by the way, his teammates have been unbelievable too. So it's not just him. It's been a collective effort. We've seen this team bounce back from devastating losses, 2-game deficits. Last night won't bother them.
And the pitching matchup, it's more than just Shohei Ohtani. He goes for the Dodgers, but a postseason legend on the other side. It is Max Scherzer as we go down to the field with Ken Rosenthal.
Thanks, Joe. 41-year-old Max Scherzer will be the oldest pitcher to start a winner-take-all World Series game, but he doesn't figure to last long. To replace him, Blue Jays manager John Schneider will have numerous options. Sir Anthony Dominguez, everyday Louis Varland, the red-hot Chris Bassett, and don't forget the hero of Game 5, Trey Savage, who will be on 2 days rest, but could throw more than one inning. Schneider said he has 4 or 5 roadmaps he could follow. Now, over to Tom Verducci.
Well, thanks, Ken. The Dodgers' Game 7 starting pitcher is playing in his 175th game this year. Fascinating. Just like the decisions for manager Dave Roberts once Shohei Ohtani starts this game. All 4 Dodgers starters are in play tonight. Ohtani, Tyler Glasnow, though he had some sore side last night, Blake Snell, and yes, Yoshinobu Yamamoto, after throwing 96 pitches last night, has volunteered to pitch out of the bullpen. It's down to simple math. 4 starting pitchers, $1.3 billion in contracts, 1 game to win the World Series. Joe.
All right, boys, so all the pieces in place for a classic. Fasten those seatbelts. It's Game 7 of the World Series.
Cubs win the World Series!
Game 7, the magic of Major League legend.
There is no game more important than Game 7.
Tonight, such treasure is here for one team, perhaps one man. The Dodgers chasing history.
They're looking to do something that no team has done this century.
The Blue Jays, a feeling 32 years in the making.
Touch 'em all, Joe! You'll never hit a bigger home run in your life.
From stars past and present, a gift for all of us. It's Game 7 of the World Series, and it comes up next.
Baseball, the ultimate test of teamwork. A sport that demands contributions from the biggest star there is, all the way down to the last man on the roster. 26 men wearing the same name stitched across their chests. 26 hearts beating towards the same dream. The truth of it is that most of this game, you're on your own, on the biggest stage there is. These men will take their positions alone. They will step into the box alone. And in the middle of it all, the loneliest place in the world, an island 60 feet, 6 inches away from salvation. But just like everything else in this pastime, there's always a good reason. And in the end, it always circles back. There are no instructions for what to do when the last out is made. There's never been a protocol, just instinct.
The wait is over.
You won't find anyone standing alone soaking in the applause. And that island, it's not so lonely in the end. There's only the team, together, at the top of the mountain.
World champions, the Toronto Blue Jays. Your Dodgers have won the World Series.
The Los Angeles Dodgers and the Toronto Blue Jays for their moment at the center of the baseball universe. Game on.
That is Mike Myers voicing our Game 7 open. He was born and raised in nearby Scarborough, Ontario, getting us ready for the first Game 7 in Toronto Blue Jay history in the World Series. Max Scherzer's out there ready to start it. Yeah, we look at tonight's same game parlay, available now on FanDuel. Focuses on the two biggest stars in this Game 7, and then Addison Barger flying under the radar, but he leads all players in this World Series, hitting .476. It's time for the Dodger lineup. Same order that Dave Roberts sent out there in Game 6. Ohtani leads off, and then Will Smith and Freddie Freeman. The big change was Mookie Betts down to the cleanup spot for the first time in 8 years, and he delivered. Muncy, Teoscar Hernandez, Tommy Edman, Kike Hernandez, and Miguel Rojas is in there again against Max Scherzer. His 6th World Series start, his 6th winner-take-all game, the most all-time.
Well, the first inning, to state the obvious, is like the 9th inning to Max Scherzer. He knows he's not going to be given. This is not 10 years ago where he's going to go 7, 8 innings. He's going to give whatever John Schneider deems him long enough, and that is, as long as he doesn't give him a reason to take him out early, he'll be in there as long as possible.
Off we go in Game 7 with a fastball upstairs on Ohtani. Dodgers with a 3-1 win in Game 6. 1 win away from repeating as champions, becoming the first team to do that in a quarter century. Can the Blue Jays bounce back one more time? They've done that all season long. Looking for their first championship in 32 years. 2-0 on Ohtani.
The start of the game, and especially this guy that's in the box, he creates so much attention, and rightfully so. Max Scherzer has got to keep the ball in the ballpark tonight. He's given up a home run in his last 5 starts,
including one to this guy in Game 3. He fouls it off, and it's 2-1. Well, these guys living their umpiring dreams here. Jordan Baker's behind the plate for Game 7. Crew chief Mark Wegner's at second. For the first Game 7 since 2019, started by that guy right there. Max Scherzer is 2-1. Is golf to right center field. Varsho's on the move, won't get there. And a base hit for Ohtani to lead off. So the starting pitcher for the Dodgers starts the game with a single.
Change up, he pulls it. If he throws that change up in the outer half of the plate, this doesn't happen. But he kept it in the park. So the Dodgers offense still hasn't done a lot, but the fact that they won last night's game and got Mookie Betts to get a big hit gives them some momentum in this game.
Yeah, they did just enough yesterday. 3 runs, all of them coming in the 3rd inning, and it was this guy right here, Will Smith, who got him on the board with a double. Smith doesn't have many hits in this postseason, but he's made the most of the ones that he's gotten. The game-winning home run in Game 2 of the World Series, and the go-ahead double yesterday. Oh, and 2.
Yeah, the curveball that he throws, Max does, is a good pitch after a high fastball. But the inside part of the plate to Will Smith has to have a no-go zone. So nothing, unless you are making him raise his arms up, an inside show pitch. You've got to get him out of the way.
Did not have the same bite on his breaking stuff when he faced the Dodgers in Game 3. His 0-2, a check swing, Tapper, diving stop, Guerrero, feeds Scherzer for the first out. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. full extension to stop that ball. Into scoring position goes Ohtani.
Yeah, that was going to be a base hit if it gets by Guerrero. This is an exceptional play, and look at the gap that was over there. So talk about a rally that would have been created for the Dodgers. A runner in scoring position, but better than first and second, nobody out.
Yeah, and it is for Freddie Freeman. As this offense tries to get going, you've got Freddie Freeman, last year's World Series MVP, who had the walk-off in Game 3. But outside of that, it's been a quiet postseason. Is he saving his best for Game 7? Freeman drives one in the air to center field. Varsho's on the run. He's got it spotted. The edge of the track, 2 out. Ohtani tags, advances for third. Varsho slows late.
I personally always liked it when my outfielder signaled to me that he had the ball. You know, like, I got it with my arm, my hand up, I got it. Because as a pitcher, you know when the ball's hit, whether it's got a chance or not. But it's a lot more refreshing when your center fielder or your outfielders is, as long as you don't see the back of their jerseys.
Yeah, you always knew Andrew had it, though.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Here is Mookie Betts. Game-winning hit yesterday. Weight of the world lifted off his shoulders. Went into that bases-loaded chance in the third inning with a 130 World Series average. Dave Roberts had dropped into his lowest spot in the order that he's hit in his 6 years with the Dodgers. He said, I want to keep it simple for you, Mookie. Go up there and try to drive in a run. Just go be a hitter. On a 1-0 from Scherzer. Bounces one towards the middle. Jimenez is there, and Max Scherzer throws a scoreless first. Shohei Ohtani takes the mound when you come back. Well, this Blue Jays offense, the biggest reason they're one win from a championship. One of the best postseason performances we've ever seen this group. Springer leads off, and then it's Nathan Lucas in left field, and Guerrero Jr. bats third. Bo Bichette, perhaps his last game in a Blue Jays uniform. Addison Barger has hit .470 in this Fall Classic. He's got Varsho, Clement, and Andres Jimenez to round things out. And Shohei Ohtani, as we saw when he started in Game 4 of this series, John, he really takes his time catching his breath after his at-bats. He just now gets out there to warm up.
Yeah, I think for some reason they're going to give him a little extra time. But, yeah, leading off, man on third, he had to get out there. This is his first warm-up pitch, and we're ready to play. So that's pretty amazing and pretty late. But this guy, with all the pitches he has, the thing I'm going to be looking for in the early part is his RPMs. Is he going all out on every pitch, or is he going to still pitch? The hardest thing about a Game 7, you forget sometimes you still have to pitch, and he's a pitcher.
Well, he's never had fewer than 5 days rest after a full start. He pitched on Tuesday, so this is 3 days rest, by far the shortest amount of time that he's made a start with. And we asked Dave Roberts, okay, what does that mean for tonight? And Dave said, I don't put anything past this guy. There are no limits. I'm going to sit back and watch him go.
Well, he's going to be facing a pretty aggressive lineup, I would think. And this is the games that he has played on the year, the appearances at the plate, and the innings pitched on the mound. And all of those may go up next year, by the way.
Now, you just don't bet against him. I mean, you hear that he's going to pitch this game, and it's like, okay, it could be 3 or 4 innings, and then you're like, wait a minute. Let's think about who we're dealing with here. This is a guy who has made a career, made a lifetime out of setting goals, aiming higher than anybody's ever thought to aim, and turning the impossible into the possible. What a gift it's been to watch him. It inspires a sense of awe and wonder when he goes out there and does things that you thought nobody was supposed to be able to do. Symbolic that anything is possible. Shohei Ohtani on the mound for Game 7. Tommy John surgery ended his time with the Angels in 2023. So his first year with the Dodgers, he was just a hitter. Remember, he injured his shoulder in the World Series, so he had to have surgery on that as well. And then a methodical, thought-out build-up. 1 inning, and then 2 innings, and then 3 innings to get him ready for this in the postseason. Springer stands in. Ohtani comes home and misses high with his first pitch. Pretty remarkable what George Springer's doing as well. He leaves Game 3. Looks like you're probably not going to see him again in this World Series. Some kind of side injury. Comes back yesterday, 2 for 4, knocks in a lone run. Ohtani's not close with his first 2.
Well, he knew he was going to swing first pitch, so he threw a breaking ball. And I'm telling you, get out there late. It's not the easiest thing to do when you're starting. In your mind, you're kind of rushing, even though he looks like he's not.
3 bad misses.
You know, in the old days, if a pitcher was on third base in the first inning, that means your team had at least 4 runs. and you got about a 15-minute delay, and you get rewarded that way.
Strike 1. Ohtani started Game 4 on Tuesday, pitched into the 7th inning. Gave up just 2 runs over the first 6 innings. 2 runs scored after he left in a loss. His 3-1 to Springer is a fastball scorched to left center field. A leadoff hit for George Springer. Incredible. Biting pain on every swing, finding a way, and a leadoff hit in Game 7.
Short and quick to the ball. That's what Springer has to be. He cannot afford to swing and miss. It hurts. But you know what? He says, I don't care what pain feels like. This is Game 7, and he isn't going to miss it. Well, I think we were both shocked yesterday and how well he did. And a lot of props to him for getting ready and the training staff.
3 out of 5 since coming back. Nathan Lucas takes in the dirt. Backhand by Will Smith. You got the former World Series MVP at the top in Springer fighting through his injuries. You've got Guerrero hitting third, and then kind of hidden here in the 2 spot is a 31-year-old who at the start of this season said, hey, if I don't get a real shot this year, I'm at peace calling it quits. He's gotten his chance, and here he is hitting second in Game 7 of the World Series. Nathan Lucas.
Tonight, I'm looking for something little that helps the team win big, and that could be a bunt. It could be anything. But the little things that you take for granted in a Game 7 are sometimes the one thing that you look back and go, that's the reason we were able to win. And it could be just simply contact with a man on third and less than nobody out, or less than 2 outs.
Ohtani's 1-2. A fastball is popped back and out of play. You've said that you've pitched in several Game 7s, one World Series Game 7, and you said that is its whole own entity from anything else.
Yeah, it is. I mean, you get to the park, you're thinking about what it's going to be like. Nobody wants to lose. You know there's going to be a moment. You cannot be afraid to be part of that moment, good or bad.
On 1-2, Lucas takes in the dirt.
And what I mean by that is so everyone knows they don't want to have the other moment, the bad moment. So they stay away from it and they stay comfortable and don't take any, they just don't play their game. The guys who are on the mound or at the plate or in the field that are ready for the moment, the slower heartbeat usually wins out in games like this.
First World Series Game 7 the Blue Jays have played in for the Dodgers. Their 7th World Series Game 7. Springer at first with a leadoff single. Ohtani home with a 2-2 and a ground ball foul.
And part of that might be, as a pitcher, having the touch on your secondary stuff. Right now it's been a little bit rough for Ohtani. It looks like, you know, he hasn't connected with that secondary stuff. That's where you can get out of your body. That's where you can get out of your mechanics. That's what a Game 7 and pressure can do. But then as soon as you lock in, you approach it like a regular season game.
Tries it again and strikes him out with the splitter, which he's not used a ton. He's got a deep arsenal. That's a pitch he's not brought along.
And that's a great pitch for him.
Could be a big one against this guy right here, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Right from his first at-bat of the postseason. He homered against the New York Yankees. He has had an epic tear through this October, hitting .412, 8 home runs, including one against Ohtani earlier in this World Series.
Hit a hanging breaking ball. I think if this, don't know how many bats he's going to face Ohtani, but that split would be a good pitch against Guerrero.
More homers than strikeouts in this postseason for Guerrero. On a 1-0, takes ball 2. One hit shy of the all-time postseason record. Randy Arozarena in the 2020 postseason. Ohtani's 2-0. Guerrero swings and misses at a curve.
Tremendous change of speed. This thing pops out of his hand. Look at that thing break down away from the barrel, off speed, and keep the hitter off balance.
Ohtani got misses on more than half of the swings against breaking pitches in Game 4.
He's rushing just a little bit with his mechanics, and you can understand it. He gets out there and wanting to make the impression that Scherzer made in the first inning, put up a 0. But he's just getting a little too ahead of himself on some of his pitches.
Dangerous pitch right here. Guerrero chops it foul, and the count goes full. Another curveball there. That's a pitch that he's leaned on more and more. He got 7 or 8 different pitches. That's his best change of speed pitch, though. Pretty much all of them he throws hard. The curveball, though, in the 70s gives him a different look. 31-year-old from Japan. 6 seasons with the Angels. Didn't have a chance to play in the postseason there. Just a hitter last year with the Dodgers. Wins the title. Trying to make it 2 for 2 to begin his time with the Dodgers. His 3-2 to Vlad Jr. It's a fastball to get him. Springer was running. He's tagged, and that's the inning. So both teams get leadoff hits. Neither able to take advantage. Off and roll in game 7. No score after 1. Max Scherzer goes back to work. Top of the 2nd inning. No score. Max Muncy leads off for the Dodgers. And a first pitch curve for a strike. 5, 6, and 7 for LA here. It's Oscar Hernandez and Tommy Edman to follow. Dodgers have reached this game 7, even though the guy that's hit more home runs than anybody in franchise history has been silent. Muncy. Ball. Takes upstairs 1-1. 0 for 4 yesterday. Now 4 for 36 since the start of the championship series. Scherzer's 1-1. Fastball a little bit low. The fastball again 95-96. His velocity up all postseason and even higher here in the World Series. For the 41-year-old, the oldest pitcher to start a game 7. Is 2-1. Dribbled foul, 2-2. This didn't look like a night that was probably going to happen for Scherzer. Had the worst ERA of his career this year. Injured for a lot of the season. Nerve issue in his thumb. Then his back was bothering him. Then his neck was hurting. Wasn't even on the division series roster. Strikes out Muncy for the first out of the 2nd. But between innings, John Schneider was out there talking with home plate umpire Jordan Baker, and the message had to be, you can't give Shohei Ohtani 5 minutes to get ready.
That was shocking to me that they allowed him to have that many warm-up pitches when he was that late to the mound. I'm sure they made an exception, and that's what he's talking about right now, because it wasn't like 35 seconds, 40 seconds. It was almost 3 minutes, so look for that to be timed up a little differently from this point on.
Scherzer's got his first strikeout of the game. Here's Oscar Hernandez. Looks at a fastball strike. Hernandez 0 for 4, 3 strikeouts yesterday. And in the 3 games here in Toronto, he's 0 for 11 with 8 Ks. And Dave Roberts said, geesh, but just when Oscar looks at his most dead, that's when he usually does something special. Reaches out, flips this one to right. Routine for Barger. 2 up, 2 down.
Well, you were talking about Scherzer and all the issues that he had, and he is a unique pitcher, and you see how many months he missed. When he can't finish a pitch with his unique delivery, it affects him, and it was affecting him for a lot of those regular season starts. Matter of fact, in the 1st inning, he was having a hard time getting out of the 1st inning. Well, by showing his manager what he's done once he got healthy, here you have it, game 7.
They gave up 25 runs his last 25 innings of the regular season. He's inside with his first one to Tommy Edman. John Schneider has said a few times to us, though, this postseason, I'm trusting people at this point. I'm going to trust the guy who has been there, done that. 6th World Series start. He's an 8-time All-Star. He's won 3 Cy Youngs. He's looking for his 3rd ring tonight. Here's his 1-0 to Edman. Outside, ball 2. Only 3 pitchers have won 3 Cy Youngs and gotten 3 championship rings. Jim Palmer. Only 2 pitchers. Jim Palmer, Sandy Koufax, and Scherzer trying to become the 3rd. His 2-0 is hit in the air to right field. Barger's going back on it. Steps onto the warning track, and Tommy Edman just missed it. Scherzer's retired 6 straight since the leadoff hit from Ohtani. T-Mobile, the best network in the game, is now the best network in America. As we welcome it back to the Rogers Center. Game 7 in the World Series, no score. To the bottom of the 2nd, where Bo Bichette leads off for the Jays. Shohei Ohtani comes home. Bichette takes a fastball inside, 1-0. Ohtani able to pitch around the leadoff single in the 1st inning with a couple strikeouts. And now faces Bichette. Really impressive what he's done. Bichette had not played since the first week of September when this World Series began. He injured his knee, fought his way back even though he's still in a lot of pain, still diminished. And he's gotten a hit in 5 of his 6 games. On this 2-0, takes it 2-1. And they believe could be his last game in a Jays uniform tonight. Ball 3.
Yeah, for a guy who's missed this much action at the plate, he's not jumpy. He's not expanding the zone. He looks like he's been tracking baseballs all the time he was missed.
Ohtani missing all over the place. He's issued the walk. And so the leadoff man on for the second time in as many innings. The Jays last inning so confident that Vlad Jr. is not going to strike out that they put George Springer in motion, and then he's got no shot when Guerrero takes strike 3.
Yeah, it's the right call. It froze Guerrero. A rarity.
So the shot's on. Addison Barger's up. Gets a great hand from this crowd. Coming off his 4th consecutive multi-hit game. He's hitting .476 in this World Series, but doubled off second to end Game 6.
Yeah, you know he'd love to have a loud noise right here to get the crowd going crazy after the ending of last night's game. And you know, just to give you some context, in a regular season game that probably never happens. Everything moving so much faster. The crowd's going crazy. It's the 9th inning. You're the tying run at second, and unfortunately got too aggressive on the base paths.
On this one from Ohtani, takes it inside. Place is absolutely rocking. Kike Hernandez said that he thought that it was so tense that as the pitch was delivered, there'd be a little hush that would fall over the crowd, and because of that, he was able to hear the crack of the bat, that the contact wasn't very good, and it helped him get an aggressive jump. 2-2. And it became a night of the unsung heroes for this star-studded Dodger team. You had Hernandez making that play in left field. Miguel Rojas, who had been plugged into the lineup for the first time since the division series. Several big plays, including picking that throw from Hernandez. A guy like Justin Robleski coming out of the bullpen in a big spot. 2-2. Ball 3. Ohtani below 50% strike so far. Here's his payoff. Barger cracks one over second and down, and a base hit for Barger. Bichette stops at second, and the Blue Jays are in business in the second. Bichette, you can tell, is in pain running the bases on that bad knee.
Well, wasn't as loud a noise as he would have liked, but a noise that gets this crowd going. First and second, the first 2 innings now. Each pitcher in the first inning gave up a leadoff base runner and survived it. Now here's the moments I was talking about. First and second, nobody out with a contact guy at the plate. Although be it ground ball, could be a double play.
Alejandro Kirk. First pitch curve for a strike. This is where the Blue Jays have thrived all year. Yeah, they hit the ball out of the ballpark, but best team in baseball with runners in scoring position. Best team in baseball at productive outs. Looking to strike first in Game 7. Kirk pops it up. Foul ground right side. Freddie Freeman is there for the first out. And last night, that strength of theirs let them down. They went just 1 for 9 with runners in scoring position. One away for Varsho.
Well, the tough scenario here is it's going to take almost a double to score Bichette, you would think, because of his knee. Either that or a soft line drive. You could see him running, and normally he would be able to think about going to third.
If it was not the World Series, he would not be on the field. Same thing with George Springer. 2 on with 1 out. Varsho takes the first one on a generous inside corner there. Strike 1. Varsho just 5 for 26 in this World Series.
Ball.
Spray pattern has been all over.
Yeah, again, just he's got the velocity. I knew the velocity would be there. It's the command of the pitchability when you're out of your routine. You're not in your normal 5, 6, 7 days of rest. But he just got two sides of the plate that are very, very good for a pitcher and very bad for a hitter.
Varsho looking for his hit. First hit with a runner in scoring position in this World Series. On the 1-2. Takes it high. Count evens up. Blue Jays very aggressive. But in this game, very patient. Only 9 swings at the first 35 pitches. On a 2-2 from Ohtani, Varsho hits a fly ball to right field for Teoscar Hernandez. He's there, 2 out.
Well, this guy would love to redeem himself. First pitch off the glass now, run way up and in, popped it up to Freddie Freeman with that second and third, nobody out. Aggressive first pitch hitter.
It doesn't have the name brand star power that Vladimir Guerrero Jr. has, but Ernie Clement right on his heels, racking up the hits in this postseason. 397 out of the 8th spot. 2 on, 2 out, and Clement with a half-hearted swing and a foul. Saw Tyler Glasnow down in that Dodger bullpen. Finished last night's ball game. Available tonight, as Tom Verducci told you, like all the Dodger starters are. Walk from Bichette, single from Barger. Base runners in both innings for the Blue Jays. Trying to crack through, and there's a base hit the other way. Does Bichette have enough for that bad knee? They stop him at third, and the bases are loaded. It's just station to station right now. The base is clogged by Bichette's lack of ability to run.
That's what I was talking about. It almost needed to be a double. And unfortunately, they got that big 2-out hit. Look how flat that swing was up. But he can only do what he can do. And now they're going to need another 2-out big hit. And the guy at the plate has been pretty big with runners in scoring position.
That is Andres Jimenez, who thought that he had tied the game last night. Instead, a double play to end the game. Jimenez is at just .213 in this postseason, but he's close to 500 with runners in scoring position. And the only guys on the Blue Jays that have driven in more runs than their 9-hitter Jimenez, Vlad Jr. and Alejandro Kirk. It's not often you get down to the 9th spot. You say, we like this guy. This is a guy we want up in this spot. But Jimenez heads up there with a chance to get the Jays on the board first. Much higher stress than Ohtani has dealt with really all season on the mound. Don't often say he goes, they go about the 9-hitter, but look at the numbers for Jimenez, the wins versus the losses in the playoffs. Bases loaded, 2 away. First pitch from Ohtani is down and in, ball 1 with nowhere to put him.
Secondary stuff, having a hard time commanding and getting ahead with it, forced to throw a lot of fastballs. And the Blue Jays are 3 for 5 off the fastball.
1-1. Ohtani comes home. Jimenez swings and misses at the high fastball.
Any pitcher who pitches off the windup out of this bases loaded telling you how much more comfortable they are in their windup than out of the stretch.
Here's the 1-2. Pop foul, will do it again.
The only downside of that, the runners are going to get huge jumps with 2 outs. and a bigger lead because of the windup.
Bichette at third, Barger at second, Clement at first. Ohtani to the plate with another 1-2. And he got him with a fastball. Ohtani gets out of the bases loaded jam, and a couple chances over the first 2 innings for the Jays fall through their fingertips. Play Ball is baseball's global youth initiative to highlight the fun and accessible ways to play our great game. To learn more, including how to find a league near you, go to playball.org and follow @playball on social media. 8-9-1 for the Dodgers here in the third. That's strike one on Kike Hernandez. Leadoff single from Ohtani in this game, but Scherzer's retired 6 since. Here's his 0-1. Ball. A little bit low. Ball one. Well, John Schneider said 4 or 5 different blueprints to this game. And you're going to read and react. He said all about trusting the people, all about trusting his eyes, reading where the game's at. Here's a high fly ball off of the bat of Kike Hernandez, but no big deal for Dalton Varsho, and the first out of the third. So far, so good for Scherzer.
Yeah, his fastball has been really, really good. After the first 2 pitches of the game to Ohtani, he has been really, really good with that fastball. And you see he's had a lot of experience with a few different teams, and this moment won't get to him. It's whether or not he's got the stuff and he's connected to his stuff to allow him to pitch as long as he needs to.
Here comes to Miguel Rojas with a fastball strike. Well, Dave Roberts played his gut, put Miguel Rojas into the lineup for Game 6. His first start since the division series. He said, I want some better defense. I want him to bring his energy. He brought both those things and made several key plays. He's still, though, looking for his first hit in a month. Dodger offense just 191 during this World Series. Still looking to find a spark. Just enough last night to force Game 7. A 191 average will be the lowest for a World Series champion since 1918. The Boston Red Sox hit 185. They won that World Series because of Babe Ruth, the pitcher. Here's the 1-2 to Rojas, who got him swinging with a changeup. Second strikeout for Scherzer. He's retired 8 straight. And here's Ohtani, the lone man to reach against him.
Yeah, this is how you want to face him. And for Ohtani, unfortunately, he has come up to the plate with less men on than he would like. Meaning he's always seemingly batting with nobody on base.
He typically has not hit well on the days that he pitches outside of that epic Game 4 of the championship series where he hit 3 home runs. Corks this ball to left center field. Lucas is on the run. He reaches up and makes the catch. Nathan Lucas tracks it down on the warning track. And Max Scherzer's got a 1-2-3 third. Mad Max doing it again in the postseason. Doing it again in a winner take all. Welcome back to the 2025 World Series on Fox, presented by Capital One. Still no score as we go to the bottom of the third inning. Shohei Ohtani is just now getting out to the mound. I know he made the last out there, but this is now 3+ minutes yet to throw a warm-up pitch. We saw John Schneider not happy about that, talking with Jordan Baker. We have Mark Carlson with us, who's in his 27th season as a Major League umpire, serving as our rules expert this postseason. Mark, you can understand why John Schneider's upset. Can he just have as long as he needs to get ready?
Hey, John and Joe. Actually, Shohei's obviously a unique player, that he's a two-way player. And as a pitcher, you know, if he ends the inning at bat, on base or on deck, he gets the, you know, the discretion of the umpires to allow him to have the appropriate time to pitch.
I think he's taking advantage of it, though, Mark. I mean, obviously, this is not the National League rules. I mean, I get it. He wasn't running the bases. But is there a point where you think that he might be taking advantage of it?
You know, I mean, this is the World Series. I mean, you don't want to, you know, take the potential of a pitcher being injured and rushing and getting back out there. I understand that there are, you know, time limits and stuff, but I think because it is the World Series, you know, take the proactive approach to let him have the opportunity to do, get his proper warm-ups.
Gotcha. All right, Mark, top of the order here. George Springer leads off, fouls off the first pitch, and is in some pain in doing so. I know you're sitting there saying, man, I would have liked that amount of time.
Heck yeah. I mean, it's different now, and I understand what Mark's saying, but I also understand where John Schneider is saying, come on now. He was on third base last time, so it took longer to get to the dugout. So that one you can understand. He made an out. So we'll just see. It's a unique situation.
One of a kind guy. Shohei Ohtani is ahead of George Springer 0-2. Springer singled against him the first time. He fouls this one off. You know, the Blue Jays have continued to get traffic. In fact, 8 consecutive innings they've had at least one base runner back to yesterday, but have not scored in that time. Another 0-2 pitch. Springer takes way outside.
Yeah, for as far as the start of a game, it's not what Ohtani had desired, but he's done a great job with runners on. I mean, they virtually, when you think about the traffic he's had, you would think he's in the 6th inning or not. It's only the 3rd.
Yeah, you see Justin Oblensky beginning to loosen. Springer loops a ball to left field, and he's 2 for 2. And he's 4 for 6 since returning from injury.
Well, sometimes when you're injured, you do less and you can do more. And what Joe Carter said when he was trying to hit the home run. But this still is amazing to me that you could be almost out of this series and then fight your way back in and get 4 hits.
This is something the Jays have done all postseason, putting the pressure on right away with the leadoff guy. It's reaching all 3 innings here in Game 7. Nathan Lucas squares around, bunts it. Ohtani's there, over to first, a low throw that Freeman digs out. Successful sacrifice, Nathan Lucas. Into scoring position goes Springer, and up comes Vlad Jr.
The little things. That's our first bunt, and we almost had a ball thrown away. Getting that first run is so huge in a Game 7 when you know there's going to be multiple pitchers. And the thing about multiple pitchers, you think everyone's going to have their best stuff when they come in, and that's not necessarily true. So take advantage of the moment.
Guerrero with a rare strikeout his first time. Vlad Jr. takes in the dirt. It gets away. Springer takes 3rd.
I mean, again, things you don't anticipate that you take for granted. This happens a million times in a regular season. A pass ball or wild pitch gets a runner over to 3rd. Now, because Guerrero's at the plate, you cannot afford to bring the infield in. You have to, well, there you go. He's going to walk him to do exactly that because you got Bichette on that can't run, and he's going to be trying to hit a fly ball.
So 1st and 3rd with 1 away. Bichette comes up. Pick your poison right here. Dave Roberts will choose Bo Bichette, and it might seem like an easy decision, but Bo Bichette was the best hitter in baseball this year with runners in scoring position. He hit .380, and even though he missed the last month of the regular season, drove in 10 more runs than anybody else on the team. Fly ball deep center. Edmonds going back. The ball is going long. 3-run home run. Bo Bichette. The Jays on the board first. In one swing, Bo Bichette makes it 3-0 and chases Shohei Ohtani from Game 7.
Breaking ball, and he was all over it.
Bichette's first home run of the World Series. comes in Game 7, and the Jays are on the board first. Justin Obleski comes in, delivers strike one to Addison Barger. There's the other part of the story for the Blue Jays. Yeah, there's the contact ability. There's the little things they do, but they've also hit some huge home runs in this postseason. That's a tapper along third and foul. Now in this World Series, both teams have hit 8 home runs. It's just the difference is 7 of the 8 for the Dodgers have been solo shots. 6 of the 8 for the Blue Jays have had at least one man on base.
Yeah, they've made the most of their power, and everyone again talking about their contact, forget about their power. And their power is perfectly on display because they get so many people on base.
Blue Jays have hit more home runs than any team in this postseason. Even before they had racked up more games than anybody, they were leading. Here's Barger leaning out, flipping the ball into center. Edman won't get there. Base hit for Addison Barger, his 5th consecutive 2-hit game. One more look at Bichette's long ball.
He was going up there looking anything middle to middle of the plate, and he got it. And when he got it, this place lit up.
With a big swing that eluded him in Game 6, comes in the 3rd inning of Game 7. Dodger bullpen gets to work here in the 3rd inning. Robleski was big for him last night. Kirk takes a strike. Justin Robleski had not pitched in a month when he made the World Series roster. Alex Vesia, one of the top arms for the Dodgers, not on the World Series roster because of personal reasons. Here's a shot to right center field. Edman on the run. He's there. Back to first goes Barger, 2 out. But Robleski has shown up, and with the Dodgers desperate for somebody to step forward, has with 3 scoreless outings.
Well, plenty of time for the Dodgers, but when you get knocked out as a pitcher, you're done for the night. Not Ohtani. He gets to come to the plate, and we'll see how he handles not being where he wanted to be on the mound, as effective as he was, and seeing what his next plate appearances are going to be like.
Here's Varsho with 2 away. He said it at the start, no player has ever had a bigger chance to impact a Game 7. And half of his chance finished. Pitching on short rest. Truly short rest for the first time in his career. And about half of the rest that he's used to getting. Just was not himself. And the Blue Jays take advantage. Robleski to Varsho. Fastball for a strike. All 4 starters available for the Dodgers in this game. Tyler Glasnow, who people figured would start this game, gets ready to come in. There's a swing and a miss from Varsho, and Robleski finishes him off to end the 3rd with the first big swing of Game 7. He was crossing his fingers, Ernie Clement was, that it would come from a Blue Jay, and it did. Bo Bichette chases Ohtani to the 4th inning in Game 7. The Jays with a 3-0 lead.
Welcome back to Toronto, joined by Dodgers manager Dave Roberts.
Will Smith drives the first ball, top the deep left center field, and it is off the top of the wall. A leadoff double for Will Smith, and that ought to put Dave Roberts in a good mood for her to chat with him.
I'm sure that's the swing you've been looking for, Doc. You've gotten underneath some pitches on Max Scherzer first time around. What are you looking for a second time around?
Say that again, Tom?
Second time through the lineup, swings like that. What are you looking for?
Yeah, you know, I just think that we got to still stay in the strike zone. You know, I like that swing right there. And, you know, Scherzer's a competitor. He's a smart pitcher. He's not going to give in to certain guys. Knows where certain outs are. We got to be smart and keep a lot of baseball left. Keep taking good at bats.
Dave, Shohei Ohtani has given you so much. What did you see tonight?
You know what? He's given us everything he's had. You know, shorter rest. You know, I thought the stuff was good. The breaking ball wasn't really sharp. I tried to get him through Barger right there, and you know, once you got the pass ball, you know, to give Vladimir a chance right there, understanding that Bichette doesn't run well, trying to take a chance we can put him on the ground and get a double play and limit damage, get out of that inning.
And how does this set you up for the rest of the game, pitching-wise?
Yeah, you know what? We're gonna try to you know, ride Robo for another 3-4 hitters, and then we got Glass, and then see where we're at.
And the rally continues.
Base hit to right
Thank
field
you very
for
much.
Freddie Freeman, guys, and first and third for the Dodgers with nobody out here in the fourth. It's an offense for the Dodgers coming into this inning, John. There was 2 for their last 30, and we talk about Shohei Ohtani. We talk about the starting pitchers all being lined up to pitch in this game. It doesn't matter if this star-studded offense doesn't click.
Right, and they've got a target now, and the target is 3, and they want to cut it in each inning as many chances they can to score runs. They're going to have to do it because the bullpen is going to get very involved for the Toronto Blue Jays.
Tying run at the plate in the form of Mookie Betts. First one from Scherzer is a little high, ball 1.
And the one thing I talk about all the time, when a starting pitcher has a long layoff in between innings, he usually gets rewarded, and they got rewarded with 3 runs. And then coming out trying to put up a 0 is a very important thing, and right now Scherzer's in a tough spot to have that happen.
Here's 1-0 to Mookie Betts. In for a strike. Hey, since when did getting put into the cleanup spot serve as a demotion?
Yeah, definitely. Moved him down in the order. You're going to be all right, kid. The cleanup.
Down from 2 where he's hit all season to 3 in game 5 to 4 in game 6, and that's where he is for game 7. Flies one to shallow center field. Barger and Varsho coming out. Varsho and Barger with a catch. And Smith is still at third. Betts unable to get the job done. 1 away.
Yeah, you want him catching any close ball that might result in a throw.
Because he has a cannon.
Yes, he does. That's a big out for Scherzer.
And especially when you compare it with Varsho. Varsho has the worst arm strength in baseball from an outfielder, coming off of the shoulder surgery last year. Barger has the best. He says, I'll take this. And so it's Max Muncy to the plate. Blue Jays 3, Dodgers nothing, top of the 4th.
So Scherzer can expose this upswing because you know Max is going to try to lift. So you pitch underneath the barrel of the bat or above it.
Out of the plate right there. And they got away with it. Bullpen gets going. That's Sir Anthony Dominguez. Trey Savage, Chris Bassett, both available for multiple innings down there. Same thing for Jeff Hoffman at the back end, but then they've got a few guys they can plug in to patch between those length options. Here's an 0-1. Muncy takes in the dirt, 1-1.
So those are the pitches below the barrel. If a guy's trying to swing and lift and hit a fly ball, then you can go fastball up. But his changeup, which we haven't seen many changeups, that's your double play ball. It's not too much a swing and miss pitch out of Scherzer. It's more of a put in play action ball.
Love one of those right here. 1-1. Outside ball 2. Muncy struck out his first time. 4 for his last 37. Can he find it before the clock strikes midnight on his World Series? And that of the Dodgers. On a 2-1. Muncy looks at ball 3. Teoscar Hernandez on deck. Max Muncy's hit 15 home runs in the postseason as a Dodger. That's the most in franchise history. It's tied with Babe Ruth all time. On a 3-1. Fouls it straight back, and it's 3-2. One blue eye, one brown eye. Mad Max. Game 7. 3-2 pitch. Foul for the glove. Kirk couldn't quite squeeze it. Muncy stays alive just barely.
That close.
Scherzer's got to be thinking that close to getting him, or Muncy's got to be thinking, man, that's a pitch that I like to hammer. Double from Smith, single from Freeman. And Scherzer will step off here. Here's the payoff. Ball. He's walked him, and the bases are loaded. First walk issued by Max Scherzer, and up comes Teoscar Hernandez. Hernandez is 0 for 1 in this game. He is hitless in the games here in Toronto and has looked completely lost. But Dodger fans know you never know when he's going to snap out of it, give you a big swing. He homered against Scherzer in game 3. Bases loaded in game 7. He takes inside 1-0. At the ballpark where he spent the bulk of his career. Former Toronto Blue Jays, loved here in Canada. Trying to do it to his old team in the World Series. Lines the ball to center field. Varsho lays out, and he made the catch. Smith is in to score. It's 3-1, but Dalton Varsho's Gold Glove in center field shows up again.
This incredible play. The ball straight on to the center fielder that's diving is so difficult, and my goodness. Positioned his glove in the perfect angle to get this ball, knowing full well he saved about 3 runs, because that ball gets by him. It's 3 runs.
Blue Jays trying to win their first championship since '92-93. Those teams had a Gold Glover in center field as well, and Devon White. It's what you want. Defense got to be good up the middle. The Blue Jays are excellent. So a 3-1 game, 2 gone for Tommy Edman. He takes inside ball 1. Dave Roberts said he had a feeling about Tommy Edman in this game. And didn't miss by much his first time. Fly to the wall in right field. Freeman at second, Muncy at first. Edman, who's homered against Scherzer before, takes outside 2-0. Scherzer's 2-0. Edman pulls one down the line. A diving stop and catch by Vlad Jr. He has used the World Series stage to show everybody that he's more than a slugger. This guy does it all. And for the Blue Jays in this 4th, they limit the damage to 1 thanks to the sparkling defense.
Toronto here with Blue Jays manager John Schneider. John, Max Scherzer, 4 strong innings. What is your plan from here?
We'll see. You know, I think he's throwing the ball really well. Stuff is holding. Velo is good. We're going to have guys probably up with him, but he's going to go back out for the 5th.
Bo Bichette, obviously he is not 100%. What is he showing you simply by getting on the field in this series?
I mean, he's worked so hard to get here. You know, he's obviously grinding visibly like a lot of guys are. But man, it's so nice to have him back in the lineup. That's a huge swing right there. I think he'll be good to keep going.
Finally, he met with plate umpire Jordan Baker after the 1st inning, crew chief Mark Wegner between innings in the 2nd. What was the message you were trying to convey about Ohtani?
We were just talking about, I mean, we get that there's extra time kind of baked in there when he's either on the plate, when he's either at the plate. Jordan! Sorry, Ken, this is like the worst interview ever. Good. We were just talking about the kind of the time in between innings. We know he gets extra time. It was a little bit egregious, we thought. So we were just talking about that.
And what did they tell you?
That they're going to handle it. They talked to Doc about it. And, you know, I guess we don't have to worry about it anymore. He's out of the game.
All right, John, thanks a lot. Joe, back to you.
All right, Kenny. Stuff keeps on happening while we're talking to these managers. John Schneider He was drafted by the Blue Jays back in 2002. 24 years in the organization. He reached as high as AAA as a player, as a catcher. Knew that he probably was never going to make it to the big leagues. But when that became totally clear, somebody said, "What do you think about coaching?" And he said, "Give me a week to think about it." And then he said, "If I hit a home run today, I've made up my mind, I'm done." He goes out, he homers in his first at bat, literally unties his cleats in the dugout, hangs them up, and the next day he coaches. Manages his way up the minor league rung like the players do. And he's going to need to check this again as Jimenez gets buzzed up and in. He was there as Vlad Jr. and Bichette made their way up through the minors. That's pretty close there. Almost looks like he sticks his hand out. Tries to make it happen. Working like a scrappy 9-hitter, Andres Jimenez. 2-2. This actually hits him. Throw it over the plate, says Jimenez. The bench is clear in Game 7. The bullpen's empty in Game 7.
That's on the list of the most overrated thing there is.
Now you're all tired and out of breath. And for what? Come watch you guys stand around.
Yeah.
Here it looks like he tries to get hit. And this time he doesn't have to try.
Well, I can promise you this. He's not trying to hit him.
Well, the last thing you want to do if you're Justin Wrobleski is give a free pass to the 9-hitter. And he says, "I don't want to give a free pass to you, buddy." Something like that. Well, this has got to be a Game 7 first. The tension of this series building up into this 7th game. These teams separated by 1 game during the regular season. And in the end here in the World Series, they'll be separated by a game again. They get separated by the umpires here in the 4th. John Schneider all the way over there to first. And we need a cooler head. Freddie Freeman's a good guy to have standing there. And now George Springer's waiting for his chance to bat again.
I think the umpires are trying to decide if there's going to be a warning or anything. I wouldn't think so, but
that'd be tough in a Game 7 because, man, that alters the way you pitch, right? If there's a warning, you hit a guy when you don't mean to, you get tossed. Are you more scared to come inside if there's a warning put on?
yeah, I don't think they will. There was no intent there. But I guess they are.
Wow.
Issuing the warnings.
How does that change the way you can attack hitters?
It's got to be egregious before you get thrown out. Like, look really, really bad.
So you're still not afraid to come inside.
No.
Yeah, so warnings officially issued to both teams as Wrobleski hits Jimenez here. Blue Jays are trafficking all 4 innings in this game. 3-run home run from Bo Bichette in the 3rd, the difference. Wrobleski continues to go. Tyler Glasnow has been ready for a bit. And at the top of the order, the Dodgers try to retire Springer for the first time tonight. Now hitting above 350 in the World Series in his career. 7 World Series home runs, including in Game 7 against LA in 2017. center.
That went from a double play to a line drive off the pitcher's leg. And probably an exit after this batter that's at the plate in Lucas.
So assuming Wroblewski can continue after taking that 99-mile-per-hour comebacker, they'd want him for the lefty Lucas, and then Vladimir Guerrero Jr. after that, probably going to have Tyler Glasnow for him.
It's been an action inning.
Jeez. All right, so here comes Lucas. Been an action inning, been an action game. Traffic in just about every half inning of this ball game. Dodger bullpen getting to work early. Shohei Ohtani lasts just 2 1/3. So Wroblewski is on right here. Took over last inning. And this is likely his last hitter. Lucas, who had a sacrifice bunt his last time. Already 7 hits for the Blue Jays. This offensive machine showing up in Game 7. Fouls off the first one. Nathan Lucas, who got released by a couple teams, 10 years in the minor leagues. Started this season as the 4th outfielder, got a chance because of some of the injuries they suffered. You talk about taking advantage of your chance. 2 on with 1 out. Lucas takes a high strike, and it's 0-2. Started this postseason, he said his knees were shaking. He was so nervous those first few at-bats against the Yankees. Old hat by now at the end of this month. Start of a new one. Is down on strikes. Wroblewski sits him down with a breaking pitch.
Well, I don't know if Max is coming back out or not, but it's another long inning of rest.
They're willing to wait last inning, like you said, because you get the runs for it. But here they're still trying to crack through. And this frenetic 4th inning, a hit by pitch. The bench is clear, a single, and now pitching change. Baseball's first Game 7 in 6 years. 3-1 Blue Jays, bottom of the 4th, and Tyler Glasnow finished last night's game is on to pitch.
Only threw 3 pitches, so not too much stress, and he's trying to eat as many innings and keep this game right where it's at against a great hitter.
With Vladimir Guerrero Jr. 2 on with 2 out. First pitch, very high, ball 1. Guerrero was walked intentionally ahead of the Bichette home run last inning. Tyler Glasnow 1.42 ERA in this postseason. Big right-handers 1-0 is down the middle for a strike. He's pitched out of the pen before, so this is not totally new for him. They had him do this in the division series following Shohei Ohtani in a game against the Phillies. Starting pitching got the Dodgers here. Chance to see all 4 of their starters in this 7th game. The 1-1 pitch. Lays off the high fastball. And among the many things that Guerrero's done in this postseason that have been impressive, we saw the diving catch, the base running, hitting the ball a mile. His plate discipline has been like nobody else. Closest of pitches, not biting. On 2-1, takes ball 3.
Well, he's going to be selling out now for a fastball. And if he gets the breaking ball, it's got to be up.
Jimenez at second, Springer at first, 2 gone in the 4th. Here's a 3-1. Vlad cracks one in the air to center field, but it hangs up for Tommy Edman. And that's that for the Blue Jays in a wild 4th inning. 3-1 they lead to the 5th, and we're back after a word from your local Fox station. Tonight's telecast is sponsored by Strauss, the official workwear partner of Major League Baseball. Gear up for the grit and glory of any season. Blue Jays defense in this game has been spectacular. They lead 3-1 as Kike Hernandez leads off, swings and misses, and Max Scherzer exceeding expectations, pitching into the 5th.
Pitching into the 5th, and he knows if anybody gets on, he will not face Ohtani, so don't let anybody get on.
Sharp breaking pitches to get ahead 0-2. Varland and Fluharty both ready. Surprising they have Varland ready because you figure Fluharty would be for Ohtani. When you come in, you have to face a minimum of 3 hitters. 0-2. And especially you go back a month ago envisioning this night for Max Scherzer, there was no way. This guy was the worst pitcher in baseball in September. He wasn't even on the team at the start of the playoffs. Got healthy. It's a back neck issue that was bugging him down the stretch. Got healthy and then got into the month where he so often has thrived. 6th World Series start for Scherzer.
Oh, no.
Check swing. He went around, struck him out. And he's got that breaking stuff turning the corner. Hernandez was upset. Looks like he maybe had a case right there. First base umpire Adrian Johnson said that he offered. Get a better look at it here.
Yeah.
And the frustrations for the Dodger offense mounting. Rojas with Ohtani on deck takes a strike. Scherzer gave up 3 runs in 4 1/3 in game 3. A couple home runs in that game. That's a shot to left field and a base hit for Rojas. First hit from Miguel Rojas since October 1st. And it makes Ohtani the tying run here in the 5th.
Been 40 minutes since Ohtani came out of the game from the mound to the next time he's going to bat.
And you figured John Schneider would go to Fluharty here. And here he comes. Max Scherzer. 4 1/3 in game 7. And a Blue Jays crowd that didn't know what they'd get from him this year on a 1-year contract. Watch this magical season end with him on the mound, giving him a chance to win game 7. Scherzer goes 4 1/3, shows his appreciation right back to this sellout crowd. And instead of Fluharty, it's Varland on for Ohtani, and he fouls off the first pitch. Well, John Schneider has shown throughout this postseason that he's cognizant of the penalty when you see a guy too many times in one series. And Ohtani has already faced Mason Fluharty 3 times, doubled against him twice. He's only faced Varland once.
Yeah, we talk about that all the time with starting pitchers, but somehow we never talk about that with relievers. 3rd time through, a reliever is worse than a 3rd time off a starter, so that may be one of the reasons he's going in this direction.
So he forfeits the platoon advantage and throws Varland, who gets ahead 0-2. Throws Varland because he always throws Varland. 18 games in this postseason for the Blue Jays. Louis Varland has set an all-time postseason record, his 15th appearance.
It's rare you get knocked out of the game and still have a chance to give yourself a no decision. With a 2-run homer.
Ohtani trying to clean things up. Down 3-1. 0-2 pitch. On the ground, right side and through. His second hit of Game 7. Tying run aboard for the Dodgers, and Will Smith coming up.
Breaking ball up, down, and in there for that left-handed sweet stroke. It's where most of his damage has been done.
So Ohtani, who lasted just 2 1/3 on the mound, has gone 2 for 3 at the plate. He's the tying run, and Will Smith, who doubled off the top of the wall his last time, the go-ahead run. Top of the 5th inning. Strike on the outside corner, says Jordan Baker. So many big hits through the years for Will Smith, and has risen to the occasion again in this World Series. 3rd all-time among catchers in postseason RBIs. On an 0-1. Takes ball 1. Smith, who homered against Kevin Gausman when it looked like he was not going to get touched in Game 2 of this series. It was Smith who started the scoring yesterday for the Dodgers, with them facing elimination. All-star catcher on 1-1. Hits one in the air to center field. Routine for Varsho. 2 gone in the 5th. And it'll be up to Freddie Freeman. Freeman 1 for 2 today. Of course, it was the 5th inning in the World Series last year in Game 5, where the Dodgers turned that whole thing around from down 5-0, getting no hit by Garrett Cole, taking advantage of the sloppy defense, of which there has been none to take advantage of here. He went on to win that game. Strike 1 on Freeman.
Well, you know, Freeman, so clutch. Hasn't been maybe as locked in, obviously, as he's been in the past. But a hit here would go a long way for that confidence to be restored.
And home runs have been the issue for Varland. 2 on, 2 out, and an 0-1 pitch. Freeman takes very low. Even with the swing off, Freddie Freeman's one of those guys where he never feels that far off. 36-year-old in his 16th year, the 9-time All-Star. Freddie Freeman climbs the ladder, flies it to center, got it off the end of the bat, and we are halfway home in Game 7. The Blue Jays with a 3-1 lead. Well, here's the man of the night so far. Bo Bichette's 3-run home run, the difference in Game 7. He leads off the bottom of the 5th against Tyler Glasnow and takes a fastball away. His dad, Dante, 14 seasons in the major leagues, never got to play in a World Series. And Bo was saying the other day, I realized how special this is. Dad never got to. Didn't look like a sure thing that Bo was going to be able to, coming back from that knee injury. Down to 3rd, caught by a leaping Muncy. Bichette, the first out of the 5th. Our rewarding performance is sponsored by Capital One, right there with Max Scherzer as the stories of this ball game so far. Bichette the blast, and Scherzer 4 1/3 to set things up and make a really tough night on the manager a little less tough.
Yeah, that helps a little bit, and certainly John Schneider has pre-thought every scenario, and they're going to play it out with the lead with their leverage guys.
There you go.
And for Dave Roberts, he's hoping that Tyler can give him 4 or 5 innings of no-run ball.
Addison Barger, another multi-hit game, his 6th out of the 7 in this fall classic. Takes a strike, it's 1-1. Chris Bassett warming in the Blue Jays bullpen. Looks like he'll be ready for the 6th inning with the Dodgers have bats. Muncy and Teoscar Hernandez coming up. The 1-1 to Barger. Oh, ball 2. Addison Barger, just 25 years old. Started this season in AAA. He got his chance in the majors last year and failed. He had a .197. He said he was a mess mentally, changing everything. Took some injuries to get him back to the big leagues this year. Remember, the Blue Jays started the season poorly. They were below 500 about 2 months in. And Barger turning into one of the best hitters in the American League for a stretch back in June. That's what helped this team take off. Struggled down the stretch and made it somewhat easy to forget how important he was. But on this full team of characters where it goes well beyond the stars, he's one of those guys that has broken through and carried him at times. On this 2-2, pulls it foul, might need a new bat. Now tomorrow on Fox, Justin Jefferson and the Vikings headed to the Motor City for an NFC North showdown against
the Detroit Lions.
Now the regional action. Check your local listings for the game in your area tomorrow on Fox. One way or another, you're going to be back on your recliner for Lions football tomorrow, aren't you?
I'll be watching.
If tonight's game ends in a walk-off, Capital One to donate an additional $10,000 to the Jackie Robinson Foundation as part of the Capital One walk-off program. To date, Capital One has donated more than $1 million to the foundation to support its programs and initiatives. Game 3 of this World Series ended in a walk-off. Last time the Blue Jays won it all. Of course, Joe Carter's walk-off home run. Only 2 World Series winning walk-off home runs ever. Carter 93, Mazeroski 1960. That's the only one in Game 7. A chase and strike 3. Well, Tyler Glasnow is right. That's what he does better than anybody.
North-south breaking ball is awfully difficult when you have to deal with 97 over the top.
Looking for the first clean inning of this game for Dodger pitching. Alejandro Kirk with 2 away. Caught the corner. Pop back in on a play, 0-2. Now Kirk back in Game 3. Flipped that game around early with a home run against Tyler Glasnow. One of the 5 he's hit in these playoffs. Blue Jays catcher pokes one over second. That'll drop in for a base hit. Alejandro Kirk keeps it going here in the 5th.
Loves to hit.
Yeah. Catcher that nobody wanted. Alejandro just wanted a shot. He's in Tijuana, Mexico, trying to be like his big brother, who is a Mexican League catcher. Nobody wanted this guy as a pro until the Blue Jays scout just couldn't look away and gave him his only pro offer. 2-time All-Star now. Swing and a miss from Dalton Varsho. That offer, by the way, was for $7,000. And he jumped at it on the spot. Said his whole life, yeah, everybody else might look better than me, but I let my bat do the talking. Keep calm and Kirk on. They love him here in Toronto. Glasnow's 0-1. Varsho takes inside, and the count evens out.
He's getting a little froggy over there at first base.
John Schneider told us earlier about his 1 stolen base in his career. He said, you think it was loud here at Game 7 of the ALCS? You should have heard it when he stole second. Grounded to second. Rojas to first. That does it for the Jays in the 5th. Could we have more World Series history tonight?
There's the drive at the deep left field. That ball is going down, and the Pirates win it 10-9. Here's a pitch on the way, a swing and a belt. Blue Jays win it. Touch 'em all, Joe. You'll never hit a bigger home run in your life.
Well, teams that out-homer their opponent in this postseason 29-5. Both of these teams are unbeaten when they do so. And Bo Bichette's 3-run home run is the difference. As we go to the top of the 6th, 3-1 Toronto. Mookie Betts leads off against Chris Bassett. Spins his first pitch outside, ball 1. Part of this Blue Jays bullpen making a huge turnaround in the World Series from having a .550 ERA the first 2 rounds to having a .250 in the World Series has been this guy.
1 hit, 22 at bats. Funky with a sinker and throws the kitchen sink at you. He'll throw that slow looping curveball, a tight slider, cutter, you name it.
Got 8 different pitches. Guy that John Schneider says does weird well. Fires the 1-1 to Mookie Betts. In for strike 2. Says he's perfectly comfortable doing this. Made a handful of relief appearances back at the start of his career in Oakland. Really made his name as a prospect, as a closer at Akron. Now, that was 15 years ago. But he says he's still tapping into that bullpen, Chris. 2-2 on Betts. Muncy and Hernandez to follow here in the 6th. 4 1/3 from Max Scherzer. Varland gets the last 2 outs of the 5th inning. As these teams try to piece together this game 7. 2-2. Lays off and the count goes full. Dodgers only 7 runs scored over the last 4 games. Betts leads off the 6th and takes ball 4 from Bassett. The leadoff walk immediately gets the tying run to the plate, and we get a quick word from Capital One.
What's been the highlight of your career?
And that have to be
bank guy.
I've always been passionate about no fees or minimums on checking accounts.
What's in your wallet?
Yeah, it seems like the game has been funneling to Max Muncy.
It has, and he's always one swing away. He takes a big swing and usually controls the strike zone. But this has had no shortage of opportunities for each team with runners on. The Dodgers had first and third, nobody out. Only scored 1 run.
That was in the 4th. Muncy drew a walk in that situation. He's homered against Bassett before. On the 0-1, rips a line drive, base hit to right field. And the first 2 have reached for the Dodgers in the 6th. Tying run on base, go ahead run coming up. Well, no matter what happens over the next few innings, know that you can't change the channel at any point. These are the top 2 comeback teams in baseball this year. Sir Anthony Dominguez getting ready. Your team, your players, baseball your way. You can follow all the World Series action in the MLB app, the #1 app for live baseball. And again, as John Schneider said, there are 4 or 5 different plans to this game. It's never going to go perfectly to script. I think one of the lead plans was multiple innings from Chris Bassett. The Dodgers trying to throw a wrench into that.
I think they already have.
Yeah. Put in the first 2 on, as they did, like you mentioned, in the 4th inning. And the pitching coach, Pete Walker, down to the pen to see how long Dominguez needs. Hernandez has knocked in their lone run in this game with a sac fly. 2 on, nobody out. Top of the 6th. Strike 1. Bassett had given up 2 base runners total coming into this outing this postseason. First 2 have reached against him. Ball. 1-1. One of the stars of last year's postseason for LA. Game-winning hit in the clinching game at Yankee Stadium. On a 1-1 from Bassett. Hernandez watches one miss just high. Big swing call right there. 2-1 instead of 1-2.
Sinker that just close to the top of the strike zone. I would think this has to be a breaking ball here. On a 2-1 count, got to trust it.
With always aggressive hitter up there. It is a fastball, and it's poked foul to even it up 2-2. After the heroics of last postseason for Hernandez, he's 0 for his last 12 this October with runners in scoring position. Here's a 2-2. Bouncing ball back to Bassett. Guns it to second one. That's all they'll get. Took his time winding up there, making sure that he got one. Fielder's choice, first and third, one away.
Yeah, the one at second keeps that second runner from being in a strong position. No chance to turn two. Make sure you get one.
Betts goes up to third. Hernandez at first, and Tommy Edman stands in. Edman has hit it hard both times today. Flied it to the wall and right. Lined into a great catch from Vlad Jr. his second time. Go ahead run at the plate in the sixth. Ball one on Tommy Edman. Deadline pickup of the Dodgers last year from St. Louis. Guy they had coveted for years. Edman pokes it foul. Jays have had their moment. They've gotten their big swing. It was Bo Bichette. Dodgers still waiting on theirs. Bassett's 1-1. Edman flies it to center field. Varsho sizes it up. Here comes Betts. Here comes the throw. It's way up the line, and it's a one-run game. Sacrifice fly from Tommy Edman, and it's 3-2 in the sixth.
Well, Dodgers had to cash in this inning. First and second, nobody out. They got the one. They're looking to keep it going. That guy knows he's got a few more bats possibly.
Chipping away. They got one in the fourth. Got one here in the sixth, and now Kike Hernandez. Looping curve. That's almost down there in Ephus territory. Down there at 71 from Bassett. Hernandez 0 for 2. His impact on this World Series has been mostly with his defense. It the other way. Kike Hernandez slaps a two-strike pitch into right field, and the tying run is in scoring position for the defending champ. Trey Savage has joined Sir Anthony Dominguez. Record-setting performance for the rookie the other night at Dodger Stadium. Ready to come out of that Blue Jays pen when John Schneider calls his name. Bassett running into trouble for the first time in this postseason, and the game finds Miguel Rojas plugged into the lineup just yesterday. He's 6 out of 12 against Bassett in his career, and he takes one right down the middle.
Couldn't believe he took that right there. Thought it might be aggressive, but looking for a particular pitch. Again, middle to middle in.
It's 1-1. Rojas first got to the Dodgers in 2013, then a decade away, came back in 2023. free agent at the end of this year. He said when he found out he was going to play yesterday, he was determined to just get one more day in this uniform. He waves and misses. He's behind 1-2.
It's going to be emotion one way or another on this or the next pitch.
Almost hit him. Ohtani waits on deck.
It's either going to be the Dodgers' emotion or you're going to see Bassett show a lot of emotion.
Two on, two out. 2-2 pitch. Poked down the right field line, but foul. A walk and 2 singles in this inning for the Dodgers. A run in the bank on the sac fly from Tommy Edman. Deuce is wild in the 6th. Bassett tries again. Rojas takes high and the count goes full. Runners get a head start and Ohtani's looming.
Here you go.
Rojas confident he's going to get a pitch to hit, knowing that Bassett doesn't want to face Ohtani. Here it comes. It is a bouncing ball up the first base line. Bassett is there, tags him in the line and ends the inning. Dodgers get 1 but strand 2. Game 7, a 1-run affair as we go to the bottom of the 6th. We are back here in Toronto. Game 7 of the World Series. The American League champion Blue Jays, the National League champion Dodgers. 3-2, bottom of the 6th. Ernie Clement takes ball 1 from Tyler Glasnow, who took over with 2 out in the 4th inning. And has not given up a run so far, trying to give his offense time to get back into the game. Clement's 1 for 2. Swings and misses. 1 ball, 1 strike.
This is what we thought. It's going to be a tight game, and this game is, man, oh man, there's going to be a lot of moments where relievers are going to come in and see who does it better.
2-1 on Clement, who, a lot like the Blue Jays this season, has just kept on coming. He was a platoon guy to start the year, 240 hitter for his career. More and more time as the season went on. Used his glove, his versatility to get him into the lineup. Oh, no. There was one day in August where Ernie broke his hand. He still has that pad on his hand. And he sliced his foot open and needed 10 stitches the same day and never missed any time. That's the guy they love, Ernie Clement. On a 3-1 pitch. Has another base hit, another multi-hit game. Above 400 for the postseason, Ernie Clement.
Got a pitch he liked. Didn't try to do too much. He's a hit machine. And so is this Toronto lineup. The reason they've been so good, and maybe not necessarily every game, but their 6 through 9 makes their 1 through 3 that much more lethal.
Clement, by the way, won the race to Ty Rosarena for the most hits in a single postseason. Jimenez, who is a good bunter, squares. Oh, no. Yeah, if you're a pitcher going into this lineup, there's just no way to catch your breath.
There isn't. And again, it's a total team concept. Putting the ball in play more than not. Now, they've been dominated by 1 pitcher. That's it. 1 pitcher in the postseason.
Oh, no. 2-0.
And I can make the argument with a lot of innings and game to go, but I can make the argument that if they were to win the World Series, they will have beaten the best collection of pitchers that I can ever remember in one postseason.
Started with the Yankees, Rodon and Fried, Cam Schlittler. 3-0 as Jimenez tries to give himself up. And then to the Seattle Mariners, built on their pitching. They get through them in 7 games. This Dodgers starting staff came into this World Series on an historic tear up to this point. But outside of Yamamoto, the rest of the starters have a 7 ERA for LA. And the series right there, that's where you didn't anticipate the Blue Jays having the edge. They've gotten better starting pitching than the Dodgers have.
Yeah, that is incredible when you think about what the Dodgers are rolling in.
There goes Clement from first. He'll take it. And so he gets second without Jimenez having to sacrifice. Another guy that's been so good at driving in runs has a chance to do that here.
Well, you can steal even if you don't get that big a jump on glass now. That's one of the weaknesses in his delivery to home.
3-2. Jimenez into right center field. Hernandez will not get there. And it's 4-2 Blue Jays. Andres Jimenez out of the 9th spot one more time.
Such a huge run here after the Dodgers clawed back to get within 1. Mr. Runner in scoring position. And the reactions of everybody knowing they got a chance to even get another runner home with the man on second, nobody out.
And he saw Trey Savage excited. Looks like Trey Savage is going to be the guy. Top of the order is due up for the Dodgers. The Savage owned those guys the other night at Dodger Stadium. And Andres Jimenez has been a 0 when there's been nobody on base. But anytime they've really needed him, he's been a superstar.
From 0 to hero.
And now George Springer from laying flat, looking like there's no chance he was going to come back, to getting 2 hits in Game 6 and a surprise return, and going 3 for 3 so far in Game 7. With a clearly diminished swing. We got the side injury. Back in the championship series, he got drilled on the knee by a fastball. And the Blue Jays have hinted at the fact that there's a lot more going on, too, that he's dealing with. He's fighting through. Jays looking for a big inning. 1 ball, 1 strike. Emmett Sheehan. On 1-1, Springer will wheel down glass now. Look, Jimenez back. Well, the way the Dodger offense is struggling, Trey Savage looming down there in the Blue Jays bullpen. 3 runs starts to feel like a mountain.
That was a really good pitch right there. And if Springer at all was trying to go the other way, that would have been the pitch to do it on. But outside sinker that comes back.
Springer's been at his best with 2 strikes these last couple days. Not this time. A fastball's by him. Oh, 1 gone in this 6th inning. Fox College Football Friday is under the lights in prime time this week. 23rd ranked USC in the nation's top offense, taking on Northwestern. Friday night, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific on Fox. Back in Los Angeles. Jimenez at second, 1 away for Lucas. Fastball for a strike. The 0-1. Fly to center field. Edman. Jimenez heads for third and will get there. 2 out. Well, anytime you reach this stage of the game and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. hasn't had a big swing yet, you start to think that's coming really soon.
Yeah, and you know, Tyler Glasnow's done a nice job preventing so far that man on second, nobody out from scoring. Now you got 2 outs, man on third. And either Guerrero or Bichette, pick your poison. No, neither is easy.
Jimenez running down that line trying to strike Glasnow. It's outside ball 1. Well, Dave Roberts picked the wrong poison back in the third when he put Vladimir Guerrero Jr. on intentionally. And Bichette fouled it with his swing of the night, his 3-run home run. Guerrero chops it left side. Muncy cuts it off, takes his time, throws him out. Blue Jays get the run right back. They lead game 7 4-2 as we go to the late innings, and we're back after a word from your local Fox station. 22-year-old Trey Savage, who nobody even heard of 2 months ago, makes his major league debut in mid-September, shows up in the postseason and has dazzled. His latest, his best. A rookie record, 12 strikeouts in game 5. And he's in there to face the top of the Dodger order, working out of the bullpen and stirring up memories of Madison Bumgarner more than a decade ago for the Giants. He had a shutout in game 5, came back and finished game 7. John Schneider would love if Savage could take this the rest of the way, but this is asking a lot.
Yeah, this will be the hardest, to say the least, the hardest opportunity he's going to have, and we're going to find out, you know, if they still chase that splitter. Because the biggest thing you got to understand about pitching every 5 days, yes, it's the 7th game, but a young man coming in out of the bullpen has got these adrenaline rush and maybe not quite the electricity and the way you'd want to be every 5 days.
Trying to find his mark and does with a slider. That was the pitch that caught the Dodgers off guard in game 5. They knew that his splitter was tough, but he threw that slider a bunch and to great effect. Waking up echoes of names like Smokey Joe Wood and Don Newcomb. Firing 3-1. Ball 4 and a leadoff walk for Ohtani. Will Smith heads up, and MLB Together is baseball's platform embodying the sport's commitment to philanthropic causes and mental wellness efforts by teams, players, and the league. To learn more, visit MLBtogether.com. It's the 3rd time the last 4 innings the Dodgers have had the leadoff man on.
I mean, I understand why he's in the game, but we were talking, and I was telling you, this is a tough position for the young man to be in, especially with 2-run lead and coming in out of the pen and hoping he got that same magic that you just absolutely lit the world on fire when your start was, that you're gonna have a little less. You just are.
A visit there from Kirk and Guerrero both. And he's having to face some guys that have been in this spot before, have delivered in big spots before. Smith, Freeman, and Betts, none of them having big World Series, but all of them have had a big individual moment to this point. Tie and run up there. Top of the 7th. The Savage deals. In there with a fastball. They already have Sir Anthony Dominguez warming again. John Schneider will not let this spiral out for the 22-year-old. His 1-1 pitch is lifted to center field for Dalton Varsho. And the first out of the 7th. Ohtani tags and retreats.
I know this is going to sound crazy, but for that young man, that's a big out. You don't count outs when you're starting. You're counting outs when you come in out of relief. So big out, maybe that settles him down a little bit. He knows the tying run will constantly come to the plate as long as Ohtani's on the base path.
He's counting outs. All of Canada's counting outs. They are 8 of them away from their first World Championship in 32 years. Freddie Freeman 1 for 3 in game 7 and ahead 1-0. The Savage was ahead pretty much that entire game 5. He threw 104 pitches. He threw 3 in a hitter's count.
That's crazy.
Insane. His 1-0. In for a strike.
Well, that's the pitch that makes him so nasty. I mean, his ability to float that ball in and then start it in the middle of the plate and below the barrel of the bat. The hitters have a hard time picking it up between that, the slider, and his over-the-top fastball.
Falls behind Freeman, 2-1. Drafted just last year. Started this season in A-ball, pitching in front of 327 people, and he finishes it in Game 7 of the World Series. Ohtani at first, Freeman at the plate, the tying run. The Savages 2-1. Chopper to first. Gun to second, 1. Back to first, 2. And 6. 6 is the number for the Blue Jays. Away from snapping a 32-year drought. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. starts a 3-6-3 double play to finish off the top of the 7th for Trey Savage. Emmett Sheehan comes in for the Dodgers. Bichette leads off for the Jays and swings and misses at that high fastball.
Well, that is impressive as that double play was. It gets Ohtani not to get back up if they get 6 outs. That's what it means, right? So they got to get somebody on and hold the Blue Jays if you want a tying run with Ohtani up in the 9th.
Up 7 hitters away. Back-to-back fastballs snuck by Bichette, 0-2. There is nobody warming just yet, although Jeff Hoffman has started to move around down in that Blue Jays bullpen. So Trey Savage will be ready for Betts, Muncy, and Hernandez in the 8th. 0-2 to Bichette. Poked foul. Emmett Sheehan gave up runs each of his first 4 outings in this postseason, but then, like so many guys out of the Dodger bullpen in the 18-inning Game 3, was at his best. 2 2/3, didn't give anything up. Dodgers have gone from Ohtani to Robleski to Tyler Glasnow. Ohtani just did not have it tonight, starting on short rest for the first time in his career. 2 1/3, give up the home run to Bichette. And then the Jays getting a massive insurance run, taking it right back after the Dodgers had cut it to 3-2 last inning against Glasnow. The 1-2 to Bichette, got him with a high fastball. 1 away, and we look back at that twin killing that finished off the top of the inning.
Yeah, I mean, high chopper, he's got to make the perfect throw, and he does. Easy for him to get back. And man, oh man.
And his family's been along for the entire ride. Back to when he debuted. Scotiabank Arena is jam-packed for a watch party for the folks that couldn't get in here at the Rogers Center. Ball on Addison Barger. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. hadn't made his impact at the plate in this game, but he's done that spread every other night of this postseason. He's done it with his glove here in Game 7. Barger's handled the offense once again. 2 more hits. 2 hits in 6 of the 7 games in this World Series, and a pretty good MVP case for Addison Barger.
It sure is. He's got a lot of choices. That's why this offense has been impressive.
There you go. Catch it.
Team that was 23rd in runs scored last year as they finished in last place in the American League East. How about that? Hoffman gets it cranked up right away. Here's a 2-1. Barger on the ground to first. Freddie Freeman takes it himself. 2 gone in the 7th. And we get a quick word from Capital One.
What's been the highlight of your career?
And that have to be
bank guy.
I've always been passionate about no fees or minimums on checking accounts.
What's in your wallet?
Part of the Blue Jays getting so much better on offense this year, guys like this. Alejandro Kirk bouncing back. Kirk, Springer, and Bichette were the 2 most improved hitters in baseball from last year to this year. Shoots one to right field, headed for the gap. It's down. It's cut off by Hernandez. Holds Kirk to a single. Second hit of the game for Alejandro Kirk.
Loves hitting. Can hit to all parts of the field. And can get some of the longest singles in the history of baseball.
We saw him get like a 400-footer back in the championship series.
He don't care.
No, take his hits any way he can get them. Jays 4, Dodgers 2, 2 gone in the 7th. Dalton Varsho, forget about the offensive numbers. His defense has been huge. The center point of this Jays defense that has not given up an error its last 11 games. The diving play that he made on Teoscar Hernandez back in the 4th. If he doesn't make that play, this is an entirely different game. Got him from Arizona a few years back. He's a catcher coming up. Not often you see guys make that transition. Catcher to center field. They might try it, but to become a Gold Glover and become a guy that John Schneider says he thinks is the best outfielder in the American League.
Well, the Dodgers have not had a 1-2-3 inning. Even though they've had in the first inning 3 batters bat at the throw out, but there's not too many clean innings. A lot of traffic on the bases for the Blue Jays against the Dodgers pitching.
4 runs on 11 hits. A couple walks in there as well. And the Dodgers have had their chances too. But 7 hits. Taken 3 walks. A run in the 4th, a run in the 6th. That's it. Dodgers are just 2-4 in World Series Game 7s, and they've never scored more than 2 runs. Varsho's down on strikes. Can the offense wake up before it's too late? Betts, Muncy, and Teoscar Hernandez coming up. Well, who's it going to be? This World Series, the 121st edition, has come down to Game 7. The Blue Jays have the lead. As we go to the 8th inning, Toronto's trying to win its first World Series since they won back-to-back titles in '92 and '93. Dodgers trying to make it back-to-back championships themselves. We mentioned they're just 2-4 in World Series Game 7s all time, and the lack of offense has been the biggest reason why. It's taken complete game shutouts to win Game 7. Johnny Padres in 1955 at Yankee Stadium. Sandy Koufax on 2 days rest went the distance in 1965 in Minnesota. The offense again has fallen flat. Betts, Muncy, Teoscar Hernandez against the rookie Trey Savage. No balls and 2 strikes. Stays alive.
Well, you would think at this point John Schneider's buying outs. If anybody gets on, I think you would have your closer come in this game. So he's just trying to steal some outs, lessen the amount of work that Hoffman will have to do.
Another 0-2 to Mookie Betts. Ground ball is short. Jimenez down to a knee. 1 gone in the 8th. Coming up when the game finishes, stay tuned for the postgame show presented by Strauss. One of these teams will celebrate with the trophy ceremony, emceed by Kevin Burkhardt, and he'll be joined by A-Rod, Big Papi, and Derek Jeter for a full hour of coverage, starting on Fox. It'll continue on FS1. Jays 4, Dodgers 2, 1 away in the 8th. Max Muncy has been on twice in Game 7. High strike.
And once again, I mean, facing a guy and your normal stance is going to be what today's hitters are. He's completely in the back of the box. And when you have slider split that moves that much, you're catching at the worst part. But hitters are kind of just ingrained to stay where they're at. Moving up in the box would take away a little bit of that leverage that he has with that split.
The 1-1 from the Savage. Muncy hits a high drive to deep right field, headed for the pole and gone. Max Muncy brings the Dodgers back to within 1 with a no-doubt shot. It's 4-3 in the 8th.
Well, Max Muncy said, I'm going to wait back here in my stance and get a hanger anyways, and he got it. And that guarantees Ohtani to hit again.
And it ties up the home run race in this ball game, but it's another night where the Blue Jays have hit the big home run and the Dodgers have gotten the Soto shot. 8 of the 9 in this Fall Classic have been Soto home runs. Back to a 1-run game in the 8th inning of Game 7. Teoscar Hernandez chases badly. Wanted to be the hero himself, wanted to tie the score. Knocked in the first run of the ball game. 5 homers in this postseason. Cue shot, a lot of English on it. No big deal for Bo Bichette. 2 away. A look back at Muncy's homer.
Sitting on a tee up there, and this kind of swing we've seen a lot out of Muncy. And that should do it. Bring it in Hoffman.
All right, so Trey Savage, after his Game 5 gem out of the bullpen, and his rookie season that's had to feel like a dream, finishes in Game 7. Max Muncy's 3rd home run of the postseason has brought the Dodgers back to within 1, and they react to the Dome at Cosm in Inglewood back in LA. 4-3 game. In the 8th inning, Jeff Hoffman is on for Tommy Edman. Just outside with his first pitch. Big part of this bullpen hitting its stride has been Jeff Hoffman hitting his. Really struggled in the second half of the season, but he's given up just 1 run in 11 games in this postseason. 2-0 on Tommy Edman. Him going more than an inning, no big deal. He's done that half his outings in these playoffs. Edman, who's 0 for 2, has the sac fly in this game. On 2-0. Takes a strike.
Good splitter there on a 2-0 pitch.
Snell and Yamamoto both warming for the Dodgers. Ground ball to second. Bichette's got it. To the bottom of the 8th. Dodgers within 1. 4-3 in Game 7. Stay tuned here on Fox for the presentation of the Commissioner's Trophy, plus the Willie Mays MVP Award presented by Chevrolet. To the bottom of the 8th in Game 7, the Jays by a run. 8-9-1 coming up. Ernie Clement, another 2-hit game. He's set a postseason record with 10 multi-hit games, and he's tied Randy Arozarena for the all-time postseason record. 29 hits in 1 playoffs. Jimenez and Springer to follow. And then to the 9th, the Dodgers have Kike Hernandez, Miguel Rojas, and Shohei Ohtani.
That guy.
That guy. Yeah, he's looming.
Started with that guy. Could it end with that guy?
Sheehan rocks and fires. Goes up to get it, hooks it down the line, foul. Now, only 2 of the last 13 World Series have been clinched at home. Blue Jays trying to celebrate in front of their home fans, like the Astros did in 22, like the Red Sox did in 13. They're trying to party like it's 1993 here. Tries to lay off and does. 2-2. Franchise was founded in 1977. They won it pretty quickly when you consider it. 15 years after that, won their first, won it again the year after that, but they didn't make the postseason again for 2 decades after that. Sheehan's 2-2. Clement lofts the ball to left center field. That's headed over Hernandez's head and up against the wall. Ernie Clement just will not stop. His 30th hit of this postseason, the new record.
This guy's amazing. Top of the zone fastball and just goes and gets on top of it.
Yeah, he puts his hands up like Jordan. Ernie Clement is confident as they come. That's it for Emmett Sheehan. Dave Roberts going to bring in another one of his starters here. 4-3. Jays looking for the insurance. 1993, the last time the Blue Jays won it all. Last time there was a Canadian Stanley Cup winner was the Canadiens in '93. Raptors won it in 2019. That's the only Canadian NBA title. They've been waiting a long time to have another Blue Jays championship. They are 3 outs away. Joe Carter was the hero in '93. If this game holds up like this, Bo Bichette's going to be the name that they talk about. The 3-run home run in the 3rd inning. Guy that hadn't played in more than a month at the start of this World Series still can hardly run because of a bad knee. He could jog around the bases with that game-changing swing back in the 3rd. It's a leadoff double for Ernie Clement here in the 8th. Blake Snell's on the pitch.
He's going to have them fix the mound. He doesn't like the landing spot, I think. Or maybe it's a rosin bag. He has something that he's talked to the umpires about.
Yeah, looks like going to have him fix that mound. You know, this is a franchise that has so many memorable home runs throughout its history. Added to during this playoff run, you had George Springer, his Game 7 go-ahead shot against the Mariners in the ALCS. Bichette, what he did today. Bautista with his epic bat flip in 2015. They only have so much room on the graphic, but 2016, Edwin Encarnacion had a walk-off in the wild card round. We talked about how big an advantage the Dodgers had in this series in starting pitching. More than $1 billion invested in these guys, and they were living up to that coming into the World Series. And they looked untouchable coming into the World Series, but it's been just Yamamoto that has gotten the job done in the Fall Classic. Both Snell and Glasnow and Ohtani have struggled against this Blue Jays lineup. They've all gotten into the game outside of Yamamoto today. Ohtani just 2 1/3. Glasnow gives up a run. Snell comes in, tries to keep it right here.
Well, we got a little break. This happens almost every year. Well, I want to wish my daughter happy birthday in Game 7. Rachel, happy birthday.
Right. The mound to Blake Snell's liking right here. Andres Gimenez is going to be coming up, probably trying to bunt. Top of the order, and George Springer after him. You're talking about this franchise getting founded in '77 and win it in '92. That's pretty quick to win your first title, let alone to win back-to-back championships. But then decades of waiting. 15 and 16, they go to the championship series, and it's like, okay, we're back. Well, they didn't win another postseason game after that 2016 season until this year. And so the fact that they had to play 7 games in the championship series, and that they had to go to 7 games in the World Series, it's kind of fitting, because it's been playing the waiting game for a really long time here.
And let's not forget some of the tough games they've had to come back from, you know?
Yeah, best comeback team all season, within games. Within the season, they were below 500, and then championship series, the way they came back. And how about Don Mattingly? Donnie Baseball, who spent his entire life in the sport. 14 years as a player with the Yankees, was an MVP there, was an All-Star 6 times, 12 years as a manager. It's his 39th year in baseball. This is his first time in the World Series and is 3 outs away from getting a ring. First that included time as the manager of the Dodgers. Corners are pinched in there. Convince Gimenez will square, and he does.
Ball no.
1 ball, no strikes.
Well, this bunt needs to go towards Max Muncy. And you can imagine Blake Snell's not an easy guy to hit off of. He's not an easy guy to bunt off of. But squaring around early, getting a sense of where that pitch is going to be, helps you recognize the strike zone Now with Freddie Freeman charging on top of Jimenez, Blake Snell is going to try to cut straight to the line, and Max Muncy will read that. And if he thinks that Blake Snell can get it, he'll race back to third for the tag play.
Clement, the runner at second. Nobody out here in the 8th. The 1-1 pitch, pulls it back, slashes one to Muncy. Wow, he had to see his life flash before his eyes there. Oh, it's your worst nightmare when you're pulled in. I don't know how he caught it.
Oh my!
One away in the 8th. Woo. Jimenez tried to slash it right by him. Muncy picked it off. Back to the top in Springer. 3 for 4 in Game 7. 5 out of 9, or 5 out of 8 in the 2 games since returning from the side injury. Springer's in his 5th year with the Blue Jays. He was good at first, but the numbers are going down and down and down, and bottomed out last year where he hit .220. He's 35 years old at that point, and it's like, well, maybe he's just, his best days have come and gone. This year, the most improved hitter in baseball. The best year since he was the World Series MVP with the Astros 8 seasons ago. He's been the heart and soul for these Jays throughout. Snell gets him. 2 gone in the 8th. And a pinch hitter heads up there. The guy that started Snell's last start with a home run on the first pitch. It's Davis Schneider. Mark Pryor heads out there and says, yeah, I remember. I know what this guy does. It was the first home run on the first pitch of a World Series game since a guy named Derek Jeter did it in 2000. Game 4 against the Mets. Bang. Tone set. Ready for his fastball. 2 pitches after that. Vlad Guerrero Jr. hit one of his own. It was the first time in World Series history that a team went back-to-back to open a game. That was right after Blue Jays had suffered the 18-inning defeat that beat Shohei Ohtani the next day, wrestled the series back in their advantage with that Game 5 win. Massive insurance run out there at second. Baseball people say it starts to smell funny when you have a leadoff double like this in a narrow lead and you can't cash in. And the Dodgers have Ohtani looming in the 9th inning. Snell's 0-1. Schneider takes in the dirt. Good stop by Smith.
Now, this game has had just about everything you could ask for both sides for a chance to really get the big hit and get some breathing room or get back and take the lead. It just hasn't happened.
Ball 2 on Schneider. Vlad Guerrero Jr. waits on deck. Snell, the 5th pitcher of this ball game for the Dodgers. 2 1/3 from Ohtani. Then it's been Robleski, Glasnow, and Sheehan to get it to Snell. Jays have also used 5. On 2-1, Davis Schneider takes a change that finds the outside corner and evens the count 2-2.
Pitch was a little bit outside.
Three in the 3rd, 1 in the 6th for the Blue Jays. Dodgers 1 in the 4th, the 6th, and the 8th. 2-2. That's the inning. Blue Jays strand the leadoff double. Fasten those seatbelts to the 9th inning of Game 7. Ohtani's due up in a one-run game. Well, the Toronto Blue Jays are 3 outs away from doing what's only been done twice, and that is to go from last place to winning the whole thing. The 91 Twins, the 2013 Red Sox, and now the 2025 Blue Jays leading the Dodgers 4-3 as we go to the 9th inning in Game 7. Kike Hernandez, Miguel Rojas, Shohei Ohtani coming up against Jeff Hoffman, whose first pitch almost hits Hernandez. New left fielder, Miles Straw. Hernandez 1 for 3 in this game. Hoffman's 1-0. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Good tight slider right there after the first one got away. He made the adjustment. And you know PK is doing everything they can to get on base.
One and one. Here it comes. Strike 2 on Hernandez. Time and again, these Blue Jays seem to find the magic just when it looked like they were finished. It's time to write them off. Dodgers force Game 7. Blue Jays in position to win it. On a 1-2 pitch, Hernandez chases strike 3, 1 gone in the ninth. Well, they were the favorite when they won in '92 and '93. Always something special when nobody expects you to do it. Riding the wave of the underdog. Rojas chases. 0-1. They call them the Glue Jays. A team in every sense. Every corner of the roster has contributed during this run. On an 0-1 pitch, Miguel Rojas takes in the dirt.
Well, they've embodied the forget and play on mindset. You know, we saw them every single step of the way, and after tough losses, the locker room, you wouldn't know if they won or lost. And that's a credit to their culture and their manager and obviously their players.
Ball and a strike on Rojas. Ohtani waits on deck as Hoffman throws. Rojas takes ball 2. By the way, 32 years. Didn't clinch until the last day of the regular season this year. Went the distance in the championship series and have done the same in the World Series. Hoffman's 2-1. In the air, foul ground. That is going to reach the seats. Strike 2. John Schneider said, look, hopefully this whole thing ends in a World Series, but no matter how it ends, no matter when it ends, we've raised the bar so high here. Raised the standard so high. From last place last year, seemed like everybody was on the hot seat. Nobody was hot on the Jays. My, oh my, look how far they've come. On a 2-2 pitch, Rojas fouls it off and stays alive. Ohtani's going to bat in this 9th inning. Will he represent the tying run or the go-ahead run? Another 2-2 pitch. Ball popped out of his hand and just missed. That's ball 3.
Well, Hoffman knows this has got to be an action pitch, and what I mean by that, you got to make him put it in play. He's got to swing at this pitch, meaning it has to be close enough because you do not want to walk him. You do not mind giving up a hit right here, but it cannot be a ball 4, and then Ohtani comes to the plate.
Payoff. Drilled to left field and deep. just played his gut. The guy hadn't had a hit in a month. And in the 9th inning of Game 7, he's hit a tying home run. The most unlikely source has changed Game 7. It's tied at 4. Rojas has given the Dodgers life. And now it's Ohtani. And he drives one in the air to left field. Got under it though. Miles Straw for out number 2. The rug pulled out in Toronto.
Yeah, he sat all over a slider and he got it. And when he got the barrel to the ball right there, we talked about a slider that hangs. It's the recipe for a fly ball. And you know that's a sick feeling right there for Hoffman, but an electric feeling for that dugout.
That was the concern with Jeff Hoffman coming into the playoffs. He gave up more home runs than anybody in the American League this year. He's in with a strike on Will Smith. That had gone away. That demon returns at the worst moment, and Game 7 is tied. Miguel Rojas adds his name to the list of Game 7 legends. 0-2 on Will Smith. Now, which way this game ultimately turns will determine how bold that name stands up. First home run since mid-September, just the second that he's hit since the All-Star break. 0-2 to Smith. Well, you look ahead to the bottom of the 9th for the Blue Jays. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. We thought the next thing he was going to do is celebrate. Will lead off. 1-2 to Will Smith. Then the dirt ball 2.
Pretty much the way the series has gone. You wouldn't expect anything else.
Two. Smith takes ball 3. Dominguez, who's warmed like 7 times tonight, is warming again for the Blue Jays. Payoff. Strike 3 call. Smith can't believe it, but neither can the Blue Jays. This World Series is still going. Guerrero, Bichette, and Barger coming up for the Jays after Miguel Rojas. Miguel Rojas, of all people. And this star-studded cast, this team full of MVPs, has provided the swing to save their season. Game 7 still going to the bottom of the 9th in Toronto. Somebody's going to raise the hardware tonight. The Commissioner's Trophy looked like they're getting it all shined up and ready for the presentation. Post-game show guys are down there ready to do the whole party up on stage. And Miguel Rojas said, not so fast. A game-tying home run. The Dodgers with their 4th tin soldier over the late innings to tie it at 4. Blue Jays have the right guys coming up, though. Vlad Guerrero, Bo Bichette, Addison Barger against Blake Snell.
Well, Blake Snell's glad to be pitching another inning, and he'll have his hands full.
How unlikely in World Series history, Dodgers are 2-65 when trailing after 8 innings. Last time they won a game, Kirk Gibson's walk-off 1988 against the A's. The Blake Snell's job still to prevent runs, but boy, the mood sure has changed. He was just trying to keep them there in the 8th inning, and he did. Remember, we talked about things smelling a little funny. They couldn't get the leadoff double in, and now the Dodgers have tied it. Now the Jays try to win it. Speaking of dusting themselves off, we asked if they could do it one more time in this Game 7 after the Dodgers won Game 6. How about after the gut punch at the top of the ninth? Vlad Guerrero Jr. leads off Game 7, tied in the bottom of the ninth. And takes ball one from Snell.
This is the longest this crowd has ever stood. They haven't sat for 3 innings.
Been waiting 32 years. And they've got their guy at the plate starting the ninth. Vlad trying to join Mazeroski. He's ahead 3-0. There have been 5 walk-off hits in Game 7 history. Last one, Luis Gonzalez, 2001, to end the Yankees run. The only walk-off home run in Game 7, 1960. High drive to center field. Back goes Tommy Edman. Onto the track. He's got room. He just missed. One gone in the ninth.
3-0 changeup. He catches it off the end of the bat.
Now Bichette. Already got 1 home run today. First one that he had hit in 2 months. Guy that had hardly played in 2 months. '93, it was Joe. 25. Here's Bo. Ball 2. Blake Snell's 2-1 pitch to Bo Bichette. Line drive left field. That's down for a base hit. Hernandez is playing very deep, no doubles defense, and you figure they're going to run for Bichette as he represents the winning run. His second hit of the ball game, and right away here comes Isaiah Kiner-Falefa.
Yeah, they really have no choice. They don't care about how long this game could potentially go. They've got to put the fastest runner they can, because Bo Bichette just wouldn't have a chance to score.
It's Barger who's made an MVP case in this World Series. Another 2-hit game today. And he takes downstairs. He certainly could seal the deal on that case. 480 for the World Series. Yamamoto warms. Winning run at first, 1 gone, bottom of the ninth.
Watch out.
2-0 on Barger. Breaking pitch curves in, strike 1. Blake Snell's looking for some redemption here. He's been so good in the postseason coming into this World Series, but then punched. 5 runs in both his starts. Out of the bullpen in Game 7. Delivers 2-1. Barger takes strike 2. Short lead for Kiner-Falefa. Here comes Snell. Wow, I don't know how he got to that pitch. It looked like it was almost going to hit him.
My goodness. That tells me right now he's looking for anything inside, anything away. He'd have a hard time getting to right now. That pitch was gonna be a hard pitch for Will Smith to catch.
Jeez.
Man. That's hard to do.
Speaking of Will Smith, not only has he come up with some big hits in this World Series for the Dodgers, he also is going to end the night having caught more innings in a World Series than anybody ever, surpassing Washington's Muddy Rule back in 1924. 101 years later, Will Smith of that 18-inning game where he caught every inning will reset that record. Cards are in a lot of pain here. Well, as Game 7 wages on here late on a Saturday night in Toronto, reminds you again about the NFL slate coming up tomorrow. The big one is the Vikings and the Lions, and you can check your local listings for the game in your area tomorrow on Fox. And probably Miguel Rojas has tied up Game 7 with a 9th-inning home run. Jays have a runner at first and 1 out. Snell to Barger, a 2-2. Pokes it along third. It'll stay foul. Addison Barger, just 25 years of age. He was a guy John Schneider had questions about coming into this postseason, how he'd handle the spotlight, how he'd handle the pressure. Well, a close to 500 batting average in the World Series later, I'd say he's handled it pretty darn well. Bookending the season that started with him in AAA. Connor Falefa, pinch running for Bichette at first. Another 2-2 from Blake Snell to Addison Barger. Fouls it off.
And he's putting up a good at bat right now.
Outfield for the Dodgers, backs against the wall, knowing that a ball that gets by him likely ends this Game 7. Pretty good arms in the corners. Tommy Edman in center. Average arm, although it's played big in this World Series. Another 2-2 from Snell. Barger checks, and the count goes full. Kirk is on deck. It's like this place doesn't know how to feel. So close to exploding and celebrating. And now hoping they'll get a shot. Payoff. It's out. Just outside for ball 4. Winning run into scoring position.
Man, what an at bat. I mean, Snell pitched him tough. Throws this on the outside part of the plate. It's a ball. But the fact that he didn't swing at it, and the guy who's on deck, who's the best at high fastball contact, and a guy you know can put the ball in play.
Dave Roberts making his way out of the Dodger dugout. Yoshinobu Yamamoto, 24 hours after starting and winning Game 6, ready to do some heroic stuff. Coming on to face Kirk in a tie game in the bottom of the 9th. The Jays were this close. Home run from Bichette. Looked like it was going to be the one, but then somebody named Miguel Rojas changed everything. 2 on in the 9th. Back in a moment. Stress levels high, tension levels through the roof for the Rogers Center. Bottom of the 9th inning. Blue Jays have him at first and second with 1 away. And man, the swing and emotions for these folks. Been waiting so long to explode. They were 2 outs away. But now they're 1 swing away. They've had to wait 32 years. What's another half inning? Yoshinobu Yamamoto puts his name with Grover Cleveland Alexander in 1926 and Randy Johnson in 2001. 1 day after pitching Game 7, or pitching Game 6, in relief in Game 7.
Yeah, that's unbelievable. I can't even put into words. I mean, this is... I know it's all hands on deck, but man, oh man. Here we go.
Well, as the starters that got the Dodgers here to the World Series, and in this Game 7, they now have all come into the game. 1 1/3 for Blake Snell. Runners at first and second, his responsibility. The Dodgers somehow win this World Series. Probably looking at your MVP on the mound. Alejandro Kirk, the catcher that nobody wanted. A chance to be a World Series hero. Takes a strike. McNeely, Mazeroski, Larkin, Renteria, Gonzalez. Game 7 walk-off heroes. Kirk. Got hit. Wasn't sure if that hit the knob of the bat or it got his hand. It got him, and they're loaded up with one away.
Has anyone walked it off with a sacrifice fly?
In 1912, the Red Sox did it against Christy Mathewson, the Hall of Famer. Dalton Varsho with the bases loaded and one away. A variety of ways to become a World Series hero for Varsho. And they're taking a look at this to make sure that it was a hit by pitch.
It was.
Fans saw that. A great view up on the video board there. And so up comes Varsho. His impact has been with his defense. It's been a profound impact in this Game 7. Diving play that kept Teoscar Hernandez's ball back in the 4th inning from becoming a big hit. It was just a sacrifice fly with his diving catch. He'd love to make the bat the thing they talk about. Room for error gone for Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Bases loaded, one away. Andy Pages replaces Tommy Edman, getting the stronger arms out there. The runner at third again is Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, pinch running for Bo Bichette. Yeah, Dave Roberts letting the home plate umpire Jordan Baker know about the move. Single, walk, hit by pitch. It's getting a very Blue Jays inning feel to it.
In an incredible inning.
Yeah, everybody pulled in on the infield. Can Yamamoto get this game to extras as the Dodgers try to repeat? Or does the wait end for the Blue Jays? A moment 32 years they've been waiting for. Dalton Varsho takes ball one. Nowhere to put him for Yamamoto. Bouncer foul. Kiner-Falefa for the winning run. Dalton Varsho takes strike two. Hit machine. Ernie Clement waits on deck. Bases loaded, one out. 1-2 pitch. Varsho. Roller to second. Rojas comes home in time. And it's Miguel Rojas who ties it in the top of the ninth. Saves it in the bottom of the ninth. 2 out.
I mean, he was stumbling. They're going to take a look just to take a look, but he had lost his balance right here and gathered to make the throw. Very close. look at this. I mean, almost loses every bit of the balance to make this throw. But, ooh. Question's going to be, did Will Smith have his spike on the plate or not in time?
Call on the field is that he's out.
Watch his spike right here. It comes up, and does it come down before? Man, this would be an epic reversal.
It's up, it's down. I think it's back down before his foot hits the plate. Here's going to be a great look. It's so close. But again, the key thing is that the call is out.
After review, the call on the field is confirmed. The runner is out.
The call.
The challenge remaining.
2 outs in the 9th inning. Miguel Rojas, who was completely out of the picture 48 hours ago, has changed this World Series dramatically twice. Ernie Clement has collected more hits in this postseason than any hitter in any postseason. If he can get one more, his name will live forever. Now Barger's the winning run. Fly ball to left field. Hernandez on the run with Pages over his head. Pages runs him over, makes the catch, sends Game 7 to the 10th. Incredible. Andy Pages, fresh into the ball game, steamrolls his left fielder, who is trying to play Willie Mays. Pages says, I'm the captain now. And would you believe that this game somehow just keeps on going? Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Wow, says Will Smith and the rest of us. What a 9th inning for the Los Angeles Dodgers. Miguel Rojas, the 9-hitter, had not started since the division series before yesterday. Ties it up against Jeff Hoffman. And then with the bases loaded and 1 out, the infield pulled in. He staggers, he steadies, he throws, and gets Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. And then this most wacky play. Andy Pages runs over the left fielder, Kike Hernandez. And oh yeah, it was with Yoshinobu Yamamoto, who pitched Game 6 on the mound.
Somehow, if the Dodgers win this will be a T-shirt, you got to believe.
I think we're going to get a whole rack of T-shirts out of this game alone. Truck stick to save Game 7. Everybody's praying. Everybody's praying, and it's like God saying, I'm just going to make this the craziest game you've ever seen. I can't decide whose prayers to answer. So to the 10th we go. The baseball season continues, and Freddie Freeman fouls off the first pitch from Seranthony Dominguez, who's been warming for like 3 hours.
He has, and the only issue for Dominguez has been control with that fastball, and not putting any extra runners on base right now would go a lot for the blood pressure of everybody here and John Schneider.
1 ball, 1 strike on Freddie Freeman. It was a game-winning home run each of the last 2 World Series. Of course, his World Series Game 1 walk-off grand slam last year, 18-inning walk-off this year. Leading off the 10th, tied at 4, and lifting a fly ball to left field that sends him back, straw to the track, back against the wall. He's got it.
Well, John Schneider finds himself in this position again because he had to take out Bo Bichette. Understandably so for pinch runner. The game goes into extra innings, and now they'll be without him, but that's the least of his worries right now.
Man, what's got to be going through these managers' heads? There's got to be so many things spinning as Mookie Betts comes out. You got all these plans to get through 9 innings, and then you have your backup plans like, yeah, if things get really crazy. Well, things have gotten really crazy, and now who knows who we're going to see. Guy's going to get asked to do things that never would have envisioned. Ball and a strike on Betts. He's 0 for 3 in Game 7. Had a leadoff walk in the 6th and came into scores. The Dodgers chipped away from a 3-0 deficit. Seemed like every time they'd score, though, the Jays would have an answer and pull right back away. But the Dodgers kept on coming.
Ball.
2-1 on Mookie Betts. Defending champ, so hard to repeat. No defending champ had even made it to the World Series since the Phillies in 2009. No team has won it again since the Yankees won 3 straight, 98 to 2000. Ball 3 on Mookie Betts. You take everybody's best shot. That's throughout the year. Coming to the year thinking, hey, could this be the best team ever? Well, injuries was part of it. Human nature was part of it as well on both sides. They weren't the best team ever.
Ball.
They still got a shot to be the last team standing, though, almost impossibly with the way this Game 7 was looking. Betts takes a walk with 1 gone here in the 10th. Last National League team to repeat, the Big Red Machine, half-century ago. Trying to make a big blue machine. Dodgers won it in 20, won it in 24, looking for their 3rd championship in 6 years. They'll start to ring the dynasty bell. Muncy swings and misses.
That splitter is a really good pitch for Dominguez. And again, I talked about the fastball command and sometimes the lack of it. How aggressive will Mookie be at first base?
Not running. Muncy takes low. Well, Dave Roberts is saying to us, John, when we met with him today, we asked him, who do you feel good about in your lineup? And he said, I just feel like there's so many guys who aren't hitting that I know I can trust. He brought up Max Muncy's name. He said, how long can Max Muncy go without a big World Series homer? He connected in the 8th.
Ball.
To get them within 1 run. Dominguez, most experienced pitcher in that bullpen in the postseason. His 30th career playoff appearance. Miguel Rojas making his name.
Amazing.
That's inching further. Not going. 2-1. Fouled off. Had a pitch to hit.
Stats are just stats. Rick has let me know the Dodgers have won their last 3 extra inning World Series games. 2 of those being 18 innings. And then the middle one, 2021 versus the New York Yankees.
Yeah, that 18 inning game. Game 3 that Freddie Freeman finished with a walk-off home run. 2-2 to Muncy. Up the middle and through. Base hit center field. Go ahead run into scoring position. Max Muncy, his 3rd hit of the ballgame. He came in 4 for his last 36, and he's come to life in Game 7.
Fastball and caught too much of the plate. Almost caught Dominguez.
Now it's Teoscar Hernandez, who is 0 for 3 again tonight and has just not looked good at the plate. Only takes 1 to change everything.
He's taken a lot of first pitches. I would not put him on taking a pitch right here if I'm Dominguez and Kirk.
Dominguez to Hernandez.
Ball.
Dodgers have not led in Game 7. Mookie Betts looking for his 4th ring. The go-ahead run. 1-0 pitch. On the edge. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Mookie is getting a huge secondary lead at second, putting a lot of pressure on the defense to kind of hold him as close as possible.
Here it comes. Hernandez swings and misses, chasing that sweeper. Strike 2. Bullpen's quiet. Yamamoto's going to go back out there for the bottom of the 10th. The 1-2 pitch. Lays off and the count evens. After Teoscar Hernandez, it's Andy Pages, who was benched because the bat was so frail, but then plugged in just in time. I'm not sure Tommy Edman makes that play on his bad ankle. The 2-2. fouls it off. Dave Roberts pushing the right buttons. Putting Rojas in there, putting Pages in there right before that play.
Well, everything's set up again by that great play at second base. Not that easy when you stumble and you got to throw a dart to home.
Two on with 1 out. Another 2-2 pitch. Hernandez takes outside and the count is full.
.99 and just a little bit off.
That's at second. Muncy at first. The payoff pitch. Bases loaded for the Dodgers. Walk, single walk to load him up, and Andy Pages now finds himself with a chance at redemption at the plate. Pages is 4 for 50 in these playoffs after a wonderful regular season where he hit 27 home runs in his second year. But he was an automatic out, and Dave Roberts said we just can't take it anymore, so he benched him. Rojas went into his spot. But full circle gets another chance here to be a Game 7 hero, and he already sort of is for this defensive play.
Yeah, this could have been awful for Latin. With good thing he was taller and he had the perfect angle, because you saw Kike was just never in position to make, even though it was an over-the-shoulder catch. He was so shallow. Heads up.
Infield is in here for the Blue Jays. Bases loaded for Andy Pages. 1 hit in this World Series. First pitch. Pages swings and misses. 24 years of age out of Cuba. 2 years in the majors. Could he make it 2 rings? Pages takes high.
He has electric stuff, but the inconsistency of his release point is what gets him. Dominguez makes a great slider, then one pops out of his hand, throws a dart with a fastball, and then pulls the next one. This is a huge pitch on a 1-1 count.
Oh boy, and a huge call. Borderline pitch there, looked to be at the bottom of the zone. Jordan Baker says ball 2.
The reason that's a huge pitch to a guy who doesn't throw enough strikes is it sets him in not a must strike pitch, but you definitely don't want to go 3-1.
2-1. Pages up the middle. Jimenez comes home and gets the lead runner. The infield drawn in works for both teams late.
Hardest base to slide into is home plate. The reason being, obviously it wasn't close enough. It's hard to get your foot down on the solid plate versus a bag.
It is up to Kike Hernandez. Overthrown, ball 1 for the Blue Jays in the bottom of the 10th. They have 9-1 and 2 coming up. Still nobody warming in the Dodger bullpen. It'll be Yamamoto. Jimenez, Springer, and then Straw. Ball and a strike.
What a big pitch. 1-0 right there. Slider. Tendency to go right back to that slider.
Chopper, right side. Not an easy play. Vlad feeds Dominguez. Beat him to the bag. Toronto's out of the bases loaded jam. It stays tied at 4 to the bottom of the 10th in Game 7. And as you hear the crew chief Mark Wegner tell us, the Dodgers are challenging. As you saw in that replay, this should be a quick review. Presented by Zoom. Not easy though over there. Dominguez looking down trying to find the base.
That was a tough play, and he did about as good a job as you can do under the circumstances. You think things are happening fast. They happen real fast in an elimination game 7, and he was calm and got his foot down in time.
Man, oh man, both teams right there. Golden chances. Neither able to come through with the bases loaded. It was the Jays' opportunity in the bottom of the 9th. Nothing. Dodgers top of the 10th. Nothing to the bottom half. Well, the Blue Jays that close. They were 2 outs away from celebrating their first World Series in 32 years. Bad news is that they could, and the good news is that they still have a chance if you're a Blue Jays fan, as this game goes to the bottom of the 10th. What are the chances? Both teams bases loaded, 1 out, and neither scores. Andres Jimenez. Strike 1 from Yamamoto. 9-1-2 for the Jays here. Jimenez knocked in a run with a double back in the 6th. Has had some huge hits in these playoffs. The 9-hitter for the Dodgers that tied it in the 9th. It's a 9-hitter for the Blue Jays, leading off the 10th.
And what Yamamoto's doing is on sheer adrenaline. It's unbelievable to think that he could be in this game, in this situation, after pitching 96 or so pitches.
Bouncing ball right side. Rojas charges, shovels it on to first, 1 away.
They got to pick on a new guy. Rojas is making all the plays.
That's right. Yamamoto 96 pitches in game 6 after the complete game in game 2. In 1926, Grover Cleveland Alexander, complete game. And then the next day, 2 1/3 to finish off the Yankees. He was 39 years old when he did it. Springer. Ball side, ball 1. Randy Johnson did the same thing for the Diamondbacks. 7 innings in game 6 in 0-1. And then 1 1/3 out of the pen to get the win in game 7. Yamamoto, the 4th and final Dodgers starter. Springer, a World Series hero before. In the dirt, ball 2. 3 more hits today, even though he is a shell of himself physically right now. Bad knee, bad side, bad body. Trying to win the World Series. Patiently watches it go to 3-0.
You want to know what would suffer the most by pitching in a game like this after starting the night before would be command. That would be the thing you would see on a pitcher. Is the command when you're in rhythm. He's pitches in the strike zone more than anybody in baseball, and you would think that would be a little tougher today to measure up all those finite secondary pitches.
3-0 to 3-2. 5 pitches. Springer's taking them all. Miles Straw's on deck. That's not who they necessarily want at the plate. He's in the game for his defense in the 2 spot in the order now. On a 3-2 pitch. George Springer fouls it off and crumbles to the deck. Ow, he said. And uses that bat as a cane. 36, feeling like he's 96.
I got to do it.
Adds a bruise. Another 3-2. Springer swings and misses. Strike 3, 2 gone. And as the clock strikes midnight here in Toronto, we play on to November 2nd. Longest journey in sports. Baseball season, 162 games to the postseason. And it keeps on rolling. Miles Straw pops it up. It's going to find the seat, strike 1.
Well, 16 1/3 innings out of Yamamoto and still no walks, which is impressive beyond belief. Miles Straw's looking for a moment.
Shane Bieber getting ready. Straw with 4 home runs during the regular season. Takes downstairs 1-1. Yamamoto hardly sweating. Here's his 1-1 pitch. In the air to right field. No big deal for Teoscar Hernandez. And game 7 moves along to the 11th inning. This is a night they're going to talk about for a long time. No matter how it finishes, no matter who the last hero is, we've already got a handful of them. 4-4 after 10 in game 7.
Love runs high in this time. Give it to me easy and let me.
Game 7 tied at 4 to the 11th inning. It's the 3rd game 7 that's gone 11 innings or more. In 1924, the Washington Senators beat the Giants in the longest World Series game ever. That went 12. And we welcome you inside here. This season just keeps on going. Game 7, a gift to even have it. And it's a gift that just keeps on giving here.
It does. And I said in the beginning the managers were going to be a high stress situation, and you couldn't put them in any more stressful situations. And listen, this is a game where everybody knows you're gonna put forth your best effort. Somebody's going to be severely disappointed, and somebody's going to be remembered for the rest of their time in that city.
Shane Bieber, who is not part of the A plan or the B plan or the C plan. We are no longer on those plans as Miguel Rojas taps one left side, charging Clement, fires it over the first in time. Well, Bieber was the winner in game 4, 5 1/3 innings, gave up just 1 run. Deadline pickup for the Blue Jays coming off Tommy John surgery, hadn't pitched in a year and a half. 7 starts in the regular season and on to the postseason, his 5th appearance. He retires Rojas and now faces Ohtani. Long time ago, Shohei threw the first pitch for the Dodgers. Breaks his bat on a 1-hopper to second. Counter for Alpha 2 out.
You know how much stress relief that is for Shane Bieber. I mean, he knew coming into this game he was going to face that guy. He made an incredible pitch that broke his bat. Cutter on the inside part of the plate where Ohtani loves it. This thing just eats up the bat, and a soft out and a big relief from this crowd and I'm sure Bieber.
He's gotten the first 2 outs on 3 pitches. Will Smith in the dirt, ball 1. Smith is 1 out of 5. Doubled and scored the first Dodger run. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. will start the bottom of the 11th.
And right about now, each guy down there is wondering who's next. Who, me? Me? You want me to get up?
I think I was pitching today. Well, Smith, it's a high fly ball to deep left field. It's got a chance. It is gone. It's Will Smith in game 7. And in the 11th inning of game 7, the Dodgers lead for the first time. Ball on Freeman.
What a moment. I just got done saying that somebody's going to be remembered. It could be Will Smith.
Second home run of the postseason. He won game 2 with a home run against Kevin Gausman. And if the Dodgers can get 3 more outs, they'll have won Game 7. And he's caught every inning in what is the longest World Series by innings we've ever had. 121st playing at the Fall Classic. 3-1 on Freddie Freeman. The Dodgers' third home run of this ball game. It's the third solo shot, but when you stack up enough of them, it has overcome the one big swing from the Blue Jays. Bichette back in the third. They've scored just one run since then, has Toronto. That was in the 6th. Missed opportunity in the 8th. Missed opportunity in the 9th. Left the bases loaded there.
Man. Hanging breaking ball. Slider right there. He knew it.
Say go ball. Freeman grounds one up the middle. There's Andres Jimenez, and the Blue Jays for the first time in Game 7 are punching up at the defending champ. Will Smith goes yard, and the Dodgers suddenly find themselves on the verge of a repeat. Improbably, Kershaw and the Dodgers lead 5-4. Battery for the Dodgers, 3 outs away from legendary status in the World Series and in Game 7 history. Yoshinobu Yamamoto tries to go the final 2+ innings and make Will Smith's home run stand up. Defensive changes behind Yamamoto. The outfield and the infield. Justin Dean is into the game in center. Pages over to right. Kim has replaced Rojas at second. Now Guerrero. Last chance for the Jays. Ball 1 from Yamamoto. One-0 pitch. Ball 2. Guerrero thought that he had maybe ended it, leading off the 9th against Blake Snell when he crushed the ball to the warning track in center field, but it fell a little bit short. Now on this 2-0, takes it down the middle, 2-1.
Haven't seen many curveballs from Yamamoto. That's a pitch. He got a big out last time he faced Guerrero in his start.
Fastball speeds in there, 2-2.
This guy, I know he sweats, but you never see it. And he is just making pitch after pitch when he has to.
Ball inside, and the count goes full. Jays took the lead in the 3rd inning. Had it until the 9th. Dodgers tied it on the Rojas home run. Now the Smith home run has LA in front. Guerrero hooks one down the line towards the corner. It's a fair ball. It's extra bases. Tying run in scoring position in a flash.
I mean, this is just such great hitting. I can't even tell you. He pulls his hands in and gets that ball fair, and a fastball inside that most people either swing and miss or pull foul. Look how quickly he can get his hands in the barrel to the bat, under the pressure, in the moment. And now another opportunity with man on second, nobody out for the Blue Jays, and they have not cashed in a couple of them.
Do they play for the tie here? Corners think so. They're pinched in. This is Kiner Falefa, who's in for his defense. He's a good bunter. Lays down a perfect one. Yamamoto the first in time. Tying run to 3rd. Addison Barger to the plate. Mark Pryor, interpreter Will Ayrton, out to talk with Yamamoto, Roki Sasaki, and Clayton Kershaw.
We've got a scenario here where it's not the end of the world if they pitch around Barger and you get him on first base, because you've got a double play candidate, but a guy who can handle the bat in Kirk. Barger has such a aggressive swing that I'm sure they're talking to him, get something below the barrel, try to get him to swing over the top, because he's going to want to hit this hard and lift it.
By the way, out of the 5 walk-off wins in World Series history, they've all broken ties. Never been a Game 7 walk-off home run to go from behind to win. Barger, who's hitting .480 in this Fall Classic. The infield pulled in for the Dodgers. Guerrero the tying run at third. Yamamoto's pitch. Outside, ball 1. The 1-0. Ball 2.
You don't think him being the runner on second in Game 6, making the final outs on his mind right now and trying to do something special? And they are borderline pitching away from him.
On a 2-0 pitch. Barger takes 5, 3-0. Kirk waits on deck.
He's got to think off speed. Even 3-0, if you got the green light, you've got to think off speed.
Green light to try and win the World Series. Instead takes ball 4. So tying run 90 feet away, winning run on base. Alejandro Kirk coming up.
And they will play back for the double play ball just based on his speed.
World Series could end on one swing in either direction. Home run wins it for the Blue Jays. Ground ball wins it for the Dodgers. Kirk, the captain, pokes it foul.
"17 double plays he's hit into this season and the postseason, if you're wondering."
On an 0-1 pitch, Alejandro Kirk has a curve land in there, strike 2.
And there's that breaking ball. That whenever he goes to that pitch, it's a built-in change of speed. It makes the hitter buckle.
Here's the 0-2 pitch. Kirk bounces one up the middle, bends to the bag, over to first to beat the champ. You gotta knock him out. The Dodgers stand tall and win back-to-back titles. Clayton Kershaw's major league career ends as he watches his team win a Game 7 epic. It didn't look like they had any shot in this one until the very end, when an unsung hero, a most unlikely hero, Miguel Rojas, tied the game with a home run. With all the focus on the man that was on deck, Shohei Ohtani, it was Rojas who delivered the shock. And then it was Will Smith who delivered the game-winning home run in the top of the 11th inning. And Yoshinobu Yamamoto, legendary stuff, wins 3 games in this World Series. A complete game in Game 2. His team faces elimination in Game 6. And then like Randy Johnson, like Grover Cleveland Alexander, like some of the all-time greats, Yoshinobu Yamamoto finishes off Game 7.
Unbelievable. That's just the only word I can say. Unbelievable. People who have pitched, they will appreciate that more than anybody else.
5-4 in Game 7. Down to Ken Rosenthal.
Thanks, Joe. Will, congratulations. That was one of the great games in World Series history. You guys were down 3-0. You were 2 outs away from defeat. How would you describe what this team accomplished?
Man, these guys, special group of guys, man. We just never gave up. Kept fighting, you know, pitching our asses off, hitting, taking great at bats, finally punched through there. Man, that was a fight, you know, for 7 games. That's a really good Toronto Blue Jays team. Man, I'm just excited. There's nothing better than this.
Your home run. What were your emotions seeing the ball clear the wall and then circling the bases?
Yeah, I was fired up. You know, we needed to get a run there. To be able to come in clutch, that was huge. You know, you dream of those moments. You know, extra innings, put your team ahead. Yeah, I'll remember that for forever.
Yamamoto started yesterday, closes out today. What will you remember about what he did?
Yeah, he was the MVP of this series. That was incredible. You know, I talked to him yesterday. I was like, hey, if you can give us 1, we're going to win. He gave us 3. That was special. He'll have a few months off. I know he's going to need it, but yeah, I'm just happy for him. That was awesome.
Well, congratulations. Thanks again. Now over to Tom Verducci.
Thanks. Waiting here, Miguel Rojas getting the congratulations. Miguel Rojas, welcome to the land of World Series legends. You have to walk me through that 7-pitch at bat with this team down to the last 2 outs of the season, and you take the pitch out of the ballpark.
Yeah, I was never trying to hit a home run. I think this is the first home run against a right-handed pitcher during the whole year, and it came to the biggest part of my life and my career, in front of these fans and in front of the city of LA and my teammates. Kind of like battle, and I can really describe right now the emotions that I felt, not just tying the game, but given the opportunity to bring Yamamoto for another spectacular performance. That guy is everything that you can ask for. I have to put my teammates in front of me because I wasn't able to do whatever I did today because without the confidence of Doc, my teammates, and everybody who kind of believe in me.
You weren't done with the magic in that inning on the defensive side. Tell me about that play, infield in, winning run on third base, the play that you made, stumbling a bit, but making a strike to home.
Yeah, really tough in this turf right here. You can't really be aggressive going forward because the ball always bounces more than what you expect. Kind of like I took a back route, went back, and I mean, as soon as I play my feet, I have to make a perfect throw to the play. I mean, it's been an unbelievable 2 days for me defensively, obviously hitting the homer, but I mean, for me, I'm way more proud of my defense and what I can do for my team out there at second base, shortstop, third base. It's a great feeling, man. We're here winning the World Series in Game 7, and I just said it yesterday on the press conference. The Dodgers have been doing so much for baseball the last 2 years. People should be really proud of the organization. Traveling, making history, playing the longest season ever. We just played for 9 months. We started the year in Japan, and now we're finishing the year here in Canada. We can't wait to go out there in LA and represent our fans and bring you the trophy again, back-to-back for the first time in 25 years. How that sounds?
You gave us an incredible show. Enjoy it forever. Thank you.
Thank you.
Back to you, Ken.
Thanks, Tom. Freddie, it's one of the great games ever. What was it like being a part of it?
Oh, my gosh. I think that game had every single thing you could possibly have. Just an absolutely incredible game, incredible series, a grind for both teams. You know, it's back-to-backs is so hard to do, and to be able to pull that off and be a part of the group that does it, it's absolutely incredible. And I'm just so happy that Clayton Kershaw is a 3-time champ.
What was it like for you, this grind of a season? This was not an easy year for the Dodgers.
No.
And what does it say about this team that you came through?
Yeah, absolutely incredible. I think when you walk into spring training, you got the target on your back because we had one the previous year, and you know everyone's trying to take you down. And when you put on this uniform, you know you're expected to win, and there's a lot that comes with it, and we take a lot of pride in that. And for us to be able to do it again a year after with immense pressure on us, that says a lot about this group. And I don't know if there's enough words for Yoshinobu. That was absolutely incredible. The guy pitched yesterday and started. I still can't get over it, and he was electric again.
You got so many contributions from so many different people. Pages, Rojas, right down the line. How satisfying is it just to have a team win like this to win the series?
Yeah, I mean, that took every single guy. Miguel Rojas, game-tying home run with 1 out in the top of the 9th inning. Saved our year. I don't think anybody had that on the bingo card in February, so it took everyone. Max Muncy had a massive game today. He got us a run in that. Yeah. Hold on, Kike. Hold on. He's about to attack me. So everyone took it. I mean, our pitching staff, everyone. I'm just so happy. This is so hard to do. And what's so cool is we get to use the same narrative next year, because the Yankees are 3-time back-to-back, so we get to use that same narrative next year.
Freddie, thanks a lot. Congratulations. Joe, back to you.
All right, Kenny, as the Dodgers become the first team since the Yankees to repeat as champions, a broken bat finishes off Game 7 of the World Series, and Mookie Betts, who made the transition to short this year with a double play that ends a classic.
It was a classic, and I said somebody's going to be severely disappointed. The Blue Jays, it's going to take a while to get over this game, but they had an unbelievable year. This was an unbelievable season and a series I'll never forget. There's so many plays you can't even go over them, but the Dodgers got to do something that a lot of people don't do, and that's defend, and you got to tip your hat to them.
5-4 the final in 11 innings in Game 7. Right after the break, it's the Strauss postgame show with a trophy ceremony for the world champion Dodgers. Dave Roberts' club finds a way to do it again. The World Series postgame show is presented by Strauss. After the Dodgers win a Game 7 thriller, 5-4 in 11 innings. Back-to-back titles. They did it last year with the heroics of Freddie Freeman. Walk-off grand slam in Game 1. They beat the Yankees pretty quickly. 1 in 5 games in New York. It was not as simple this year against the Toronto Blue Jays, though. They go the distance. They go 7 games. They trail pretty much the whole way in Game 7, but they tie it in the 9th. They win it in the 11th. Shohei Ohtani, seems like ages ago, started this game. It was another starter from Japan who came on to finish it. And that is probably a World Series MVP right there, Yoshinobu Yamamoto. What a series, and what a way to finish it.
Yeah, you know, you think about the Dodgers coming in, that long layoff. They were so dominant, heavy favorites. Toronto had been through the mill. They've done everything you have to do, check all the boxes. They had them. And the champs just kind of reared back and showed why they're the champs. I mean, it's a crushing loss if you're on the other side, but it's a most incredible win if you're the Dodgers. And you got to just tip your hat. They made plays. They did things. They were, I mean, if it was a heavyweight fight, they were taking all the punches.
Yeah.
And then one big punch at the end got them a championship.
First team since the Yankees to repeat. No team had even got back after winning a championship since the Phillies in 2009. And they do it with an offense that figures it out with a long ball just in the nick of time, because they were not hitting at all. They get 3 home runs over the last 4 innings of this game. And Dave Roberts gets his 3rd championship over his first 10 years as the manager. First guy since Joe Torre to have back-to-back titles. 3 World Series championships. That's the 2nd most in franchise history. And some pretty darn good company right there. Just the 10th manager with 3 rings. So the banners look like this. They got their first one in a Game 7 win in 1955. That took a complete game shutout from Johnny Padres, 2-0 at Yankee Stadium. And they waited a long time after '88. 2020 season didn't get to celebrate. 24, they had the huge parade. And they got another parade coming up first thing next week in LA.
The emotions of a manager in both these games would have been off the charts. For the longest time, Dave Roberts was hoping his team would come back. And then with 1 out in the 9th, I mean, the dugout exploded. And then they were in a equally as tough position in the bottom of the 9th. And still found a way to win.
Doc said, "Where's my family?" He was looking up in the crowd, and then They caught his attention right down there by the stage. And Rojas and Kershaw. Kershaw living his best life. His career ends in a championship. His final game pitching is in the World Series. Time to head down to that celebration. Here's Kevin Burkhardt.
Joe, thanks here with the Commissioner Rob Manfred. For the first time in 25 years, we have a repeat champion in baseball, the Los Angeles Dodgers, World Series champions. And we have some hardware to pass out. Let's tell you who's up here on the stage. Mark Walter, the Dodgers owner, is here. President of Baseball Operations, Andrew Friedman, is here. Stan Kasten, CEO of the Dodgers, is here. And Brandon Gomes, the GM, is here as well. Manager Dave Roberts, you know him. And away we go. I think it's time for the Commissioner's Trophy. Rob, it's all yours.
On behalf of Major League Baseball, I want to congratulate the entire Los Angeles Dodgers organization on an amazing win. And it's now my pleasure to give the Commissioner's Trophy to Mark Walter and the 2025 World Series champion Los Angeles Dodgers.
Mark, how's your heart rate right now?
It's over the top. I just want to say, really, you guys are unbelievable, the staff, and the greatest fans in the world. That's 2 in a row. Thank you.
And how does the second one feel?
It feels really good. I mean, that was nut and tuck every minute. We were very lucky to win it.
Unbelievable. Congratulations. Enjoy it.
Thank you.
Andrew, come on over here for a sec. Wow. That was one of the best baseball games I've ever seen. What was your reaction watching this night unfold?
It was crazy. I mean, on the heels of last night, and then you combine tonight with it. Not for the faint of heart, for sure, but I want to congratulate the Blue Jays on a great season, incredible series, but I can't say enough about these guys and the way they compete and the focus from the first day of spring training to bring the trophy back to Los Angeles.
Yeah, I mean, amazing. Congrats on that, and enjoy every second, will you?
Thank you. Thank you.
Dave, I'm not even sure what to say. What would you say? Congrats, I'll say that. What a game, Dave.
What a game. You know what? Baseball is the greatest game ever invented, and we gave everybody a show. Like Andrew said, I want to tip my hat to the Toronto Blue Jays, but I'll tell you, Kevin, I've never been more proud of a group of guys that are standing behind me right now. They persevered against all adversity. We started out in Tokyo, and we ended up in Canada. So these guys are back-to-back champions. And also, I want to give a shout-out to the wives. The wives are the players, the coaches, front office. You ladies are the glue, the foundation of us. And everybody back in LA, you better cancel work plans because we got a parade on Monday.
Oh, yeah, you know how that goes. I got to ask you, some of the moves tonight, incredible, right? I mean, you used every bit of this roster. I mean, Rojas, who you had the hunch with yesterday, made great plays yesterday, hits the home run. And then you put Paez in the game, and he makes that unbelievable defensive play, and then Will does this thing. Tell me about the moves and putting those guys in a position to succeed.
Honestly, KB, I can look at every single one of these guys. I'm looking at Tyler right now. I trust him. Blake, I trust him. Miggy Rowe, I trust him. I trust every single one of those guys. I love them because they trust me. Shout out to Andrew, Brandon Gomes, and Slate. You guys are my ride or dies. I love you guys. Back to back!
Last thing, Dave, and then we'll let you go enjoy it. I mean, how many more innings is Yamamoto going to pitch? It's unbelievable.
Yamamoto's the GOAT! He's the GOAT! Yama's the GOAT!
Dave Roberts, back-to-back champs. Well, they're already doing it for me. It's time for the Willie Mays MVP Trophy presented by Chevrolet. Yeah, that's it. Yoshinobu Yamamoto, the MVP of the World Series. That's all yours. And Hiro is here to translate for us. Yoshinobu, incredible. Congratulations. How were you able to pitch tonight after doing what you did last night?
昨日あれだけ投げてどうやったらこういう今日すぐ翌日にこういうピッチングができるんですか？
ブルペン行くまで投げれるか本当の自信はなかったですけど、はい、なんか、もう、わからないですけど、はい、最高です。
I was not sure if I could pitch tonight until I went to bullpen. tonight, but I'm glad I was able to.
Oh my gosh, what a thing to watch. How does it feel to win back-to-back World Series and help your team the way you did?
2連覇とその自分の働きをチームに対して働けたことをどういうふうに思いますか？
もうできることは全部できましたし、このチームで優勝できて本当に嬉しく思います。
I did everything I could. I was supposed to do, and I'm so happy that I was able to win this with this teammate.
Well, Yoshinobu, this is all yours. Yamamoto, the MVP of the World Series, and the Dodgers, back-to-back champs. Ladies and gentlemen, your LA Dodgers. Joe, let's go back up to you.
All right, Kevin. Dodgers find a way to win this Game 7, to win this series. They come back here to Toronto down 3-2, win Game 6, win Game 7. They're the world champions, and you can check out the largest selection of authentic jerseys, caps, t-shirts, and more from the dugout to your doorstep. Grab official World Series gear just like the players wear at MLBshop.com. Yamamoto, the MVP. 3 wins in this Fall Classic, 2 in his starting role, and then out of the bullpen to finish off Game 7. Studio has it on the other side of this break.
Akayoni mentario, akayoni melulure, ikazeta hedekiwe, ikalolore gebikilo. Akayoni mentario, akayoni melulure, ikazeta hedekiwe, ikalolore gebikilo. Ese no selunima, ese le no selunima, ona selni medago, alise binamu. Ese no selunima, ese le no selunima, ona boze ni medasulo, alise ni medakishan. With your hands, so raise your voice, so praise the Lord. My God is good. Raise your voice, so with your hands, so thank your God. My God is good. No be say I too much, no be say na me pray fast. My God, He love me, He love me for no reason. Akayoni, akayoni mentario, akayoni melulure, ikazeta hedekiwe, ikalolore gebikilo. Akayoni mentario, akayoni melulure, ikazeta hedekiwe, ikalolore gebikilo. Ese no selunima, ese le no selunima, ona selni medago, alise binamu. Ese no selunima, ese le no selunima, ona boze ni medasulo, alise ni medakishan. With your hands, so raise your voice, so praise the Lord. My God is good. Raise your voice, so with your hands, so thank your God. My God is good. No be say I too much, no be say na me pray fast. My God, He love me, He love me for no reason. No be say me I too good, no be say na me pray fast. I swear down. My God, He love me, He love me for no reason. They say God bless you, do juju. I tell them say no be juju. My God, He pass juju. If you like it, go ask of God no ju. They say God bless you, do juju. I tell them say no be juju. My God, He pass juju. If you like it, go ask of God no ju. Idiot. With your hands, so raise your voice, so praise the Lord. My God is good. Raise your voice, so with your hands, so thank your God. My God is good. Akayoni melulure, ikazeta hedekiwe, Ikalulu rege bikilo. Akayoni mentareo. Akayoni melulure. Ikazeta hede kiwe. Ikalulu rege bikilo. Ese no salunima. Esele no salunima. Onazeli ni medago. Olise mi no muma. Ese no salunima. Esele no salunima. Onavoze ni medasulo. Olise ni medabisha. Wave your hands up. Raise your voice up. Praise the Lord. My God is good. Raise your voice up. Wave your hands up. Thank your God. My God is good.
I never make. You always complete finish my ear.
Есть в напевах твоих сокровенных роковая о гибели весть. Есть проклятие заветов священных, поругание счастья есть. И какая влекущая сила, что готов я твердить за молвой, будто над тобой загорается вдруг тот неяркий пурпурово-серый и когда-то мной виденный круг. Зла добрали, ты вся не отсюда, мудрено про тебя говорят. Для иных ты и муза, и чудо, для меня ты мучений и ад. Я не знаю, зачем на свете в час, когда уже не было сил. Не погиб я, но лик твой заметил и твоих утешений просил. Я хотел, чтоб мы были врагами, так за что ж подарила мне ты лук с цветами и твердь со звездами, все проклятие своей красоты.
Я любил, и я изведал безумных нелюбовных мук и поражения, и победы, и имя враг, и слово друг. Их было много, что я знаю, воспоминая тени сна. Я только странно повторяю золотые имена. Их было много, но одною чертой соединил их я. Одной безумной красотою, чье имя страсть и жизнь моя. Страсти таинства свершая и поднимаясь над землей, я видел, как идет другая на ложе страсти роковой. И те же ласки, те же речи, постылый трепет жадных уст и прилегавшиеся плечи. Мир бесстрастен, чист и пуст. И наполняя грудь весельем с вершины самых снежных скал, я шлю лавину тем ущельям, где я любил и целовал. С вершины самых снежных скал я шлю лавину тем ущельям, где я любил и целовал. ночь, тихо ждущее утра над белым запушенным садом, и небо книгу между книг найдешь в душе опустошенной, вновь образ матери склоненной, и в этот несравненный миг узоры на стекле фонарном, мороз, оледенивший кровь, твоя холодная любовь. Найдешь в душе опустошенной вновь образ матери склоненный, и в этот несравненный миг узоры на стекле фонарном, мороз, оледенивший кровь, твоя холодная любовь. Все вспыхнет в сердце благодарном, ты все благословишь тогда, поняв, что жизнь безмерна более, чем квантум сатисбранда.